Bigger games on the schedule, and one of the bigger games as far as notoriety is concerned, and it is only week 3, James.
Yeah, this one a big tilt for both of these squads. You mentioned the Super 8 earlier. You don't want to get a loss this early in the season because that could jeopardize your standing to get into that Super 8, and both these teams are well aware of that, and Red just got to settle down here a little bit of jitters at first. They're going to settle down and start playing some football here.
Third in the country mile. It's listed as 3rd and 37 on the Longines scoreboard. Ball spotted on the 5-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Bourne. He wants to throw. He goes to the area, and the pass is going to be complete. Looks like it's Jay Willie making the catch around the 15-yard line. Try to make a move, and he did. So he hauls in the catch, but a nice job by the Perry Pumas to come in there and play some great team defense to wrap up Jared Wilson and force a punting situation.
Yeah, Perry's defense very well coached. They're doing a great job of swarming to the football, and Jared Wilson that time trying to make a great play, used a bit of patience there in the middle. He felt the pressure coming around, was able to try to step around a defender there, but couldn't make too much out of that one.
Cy Hatch right there, the linebacker for Perry, to make that play. And here comes Connor Gardner. He'll left foot one up, and this one kind of hits off the side of his foot, and the Perry Pumas are going to be set up with golden field position on their opening drive of the game, and they have arguably the game's top offensive weapon in Chubba Purdy. This kid is sensational. He's on his way to play quarterback at Louisville. His brother Brock, now playing at Iowa State, really tried to recruit him to go become a Cyclone, but at the end of the day, after a visit to the campus of Louisville and talking with the coaches, it was a no-brainer for Chubba Purdy. He became a Louisville Cardinal, and he's going to finish out the string here as a senior quarterback for the Perry Pumas. All he wants to do is win a state championship and take that ring to Louisville.
Well, he has a number of tools to do that. He has a great offensive line up front, but unfortunately for Perry, he did lose a number of senior receivers, so they're going to have to rebuild at that position, but Perry's still a formidable opponent here in the 6A.
Colby Dickey has moved on over 1,000 yards a year ago for this high-powered offense for the Perry Pumas. Chubba Purdy is the quarterback. He's a good-sized young man. Purdy at 6'4", 225 pounds. So Perry elects to run the football. They lost Peyton Hill in the offseason. He transferred to Higley, and they'll use a couple of different backs tonight, and you'll see Jonathan Day quite a bit in that backfield.
Yeah, they have a number of running backs in that backfield for Perry. A credit as well that time for Red Mountain. That was number 30, Parker McClure, hanging on and making that stop.
McClure with a big hit there and a nice play. Good to see Parker McClure back in the lineup. He was in concussion protocol throughout all of last week and Friday night, and he's back in practice this week, and he looks good. So Perry working left to right. The Pumas wearing their white uniforms on the road for this one. Red Mountain wearing their black jerseys with their home pants. Cole Shivers gets the start at the cornerback spot. It'll be Daniel Butler playing the boundary. Purdy back to throw. Now he's going to scramble at the 40. 35, 30, and he's going to be tackled from behind around the 30-yard line. A little bit of the ability for Chubba Purdy to scramble and extend the play with his legs, and he'll do that all evening long. They've got to contain number 12, Chubba Purdy.
Yeah, well, Chubba Purdy has a great awareness in the pocket. That time, number 54 for Red Mountain, Jacob Griffin, providing pressure up the middle. That forced Chubba Purdy to sidestep him and make a play with his feet there, which he did.
Nice job of Cole Laurie to hustle back and make that tackle. There's a play fake, and there's a pass complete around the 25-yard line. That's Chubba Purdy to one of his tight ends. He'll like to go to the tight end. That is Brock Lane. He's a senior, 6'5", 230. He had 4 catches for 40 yards last week. 6'5", 230. That's a specimen, JP.
Yeah, he's a big kid, big target there as well for Chubba Purdy.
2nd and 4. They run it. They go back to the ground game and cutting across the middle of the field inside the red zone. Near the 15-yard line, that was the before-mentioned Jonathan Day. Day, last week, 6 carries, 78 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. And he's proven to be a pretty good weapon for Preston Jones' football team.
Yeah, Day is an outstanding weapon for the Perry Pumas. And right now, that offensive line for Perry getting a good push up front, moving those defensive linemen for Red Mountain backwards.
Parker McClure with his 2nd tackle on this drive. Good to have Parker back. Scoreless ball game, 8:32 to go in the opening quarter. Purdy takes a shotgun snap. His pass is complete. Over the middle again, and it looks to be the use of the tight end one more time. Number 80 making the reception that time. This time it's Cade Berger. He too a pretty good sized target. Berger just a junior, 5'11", 160, coming off a big game last week where he had 3 catches for 115 yards.
Yeah, look for Perry to rely on those tight ends with the loss of those receivers. They're going to have some different weapons step up.
So it's Jonathan Day on the sweep to the 5, and he tries to pick up some extra yardage inside the 5-yard line. They'll spot the football on the 3-yard line, and Perry is on the march here after that short field. Had about a 42-yard field to work with here, and they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal to go from the, we'll call it the 3-yard line.
That Red Mountain defense is going to have to dig in right here.
Carlson Cooley's checked in at nose guard. Jake Griffin's right next to him, and they need a big play out of Trey Smith. Shotgun snap for Purdy. He wants to run the football. He starts left, stiffs arm the tackle, and he's going to be close to the goal line. I don't think he's going to get there. Daniel Butler, playing the boundary corner, was there to stop Chubba Purdy right there on the edge. Nice job and a great open field tackle by Daniel Butler.
Excellent pursuit that time for Butler. They pulled the front side guard and tackle that time. Did Perry tried to get Chubba Purdy on a design run out there on the edge, but Butler with the excellent pursuit and closing it out on the edge there for the Red Mountain defense.
Purdy had 500 yards of total offense last week. Had a hand in 5 touchdowns. He's working out of the shotgun formation. He'll take the snap. He'll fake it. Now he's going to run with it, and Chubba Purdy's going to dive into the end zone for a touchdown. Nice job by Chubba Purdy to find that crease on the left side. Little play fake in there to delay the defense just a little bit, but then Chubba Purdy plunges in from about 3 yards away to score a touchdown.
I got to ask you, Kevin, have you seen a 6'3", 210-pound quarterback move that good in between the tackles?
This
guy's shifty.
He is as nimble as they get. There's no question about it. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground last week. Picks up a touchdown here, and that kick is partially blocked at the line of scrimmage, and the extra point try is no good.
Back in the day, that would have been a live football right there. Bad snap there, a little bit of a bad hold as well, and they were unable to convert that PAT.
6:49 to go in this opening quarter. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Broadcast Network.
Parker & Sons gets recognition. Parker & Sons cooling and heating, plumbing, electrical, and water softening. There'll be no Melvins on your job. Red Mountain Football also sponsored by Dry Force Water Removal Specialist. Call for all your water removal needs. One Stop Nutrition located at Power and McDowell under new ownership and helping keep the Red Mountain community healthy and fit. Dr. Doug Griffin, Red Mountain Football's foot and ankle specialist. Chuck's Fine Meats, your local butcher shop serving the Red Mountain community. Come see Chuck for the finest meats and provisions located at Power and McKellips. Visit them on the web at chucksfinemeats.com.
So this kick, it's high, it's deep, and it's going to be McClure inside his own 15-yard line. McClure out across the 20 to the 25-yard line, and that's where Parker McClure will take the football, and that's where Hiram Bourne will go to work. Make that Gage Skidmore on the return there. Check that. A little correction here. Gage Skidmore on that return. He's wearing number 80, the big fella. He's a tight end, and we'll see him quite a bit in this offense as well. We'll see the tight ends as that position starting to mature a little bit around high school football, and it's the tight end athletes gaining traction on their field of play.
Yeah, a lot of these offensive coordinators realizing how valuable that tight end is as a weapon on the offensive side of the football, and utilizing them more and more as we go.
So Hiram Bourne working out of the gun. Flank to his right is Ty McElroy. 3 wide receiver package. This is Bourne to the near side, and reception is made. Looks like Jackson Beecher was there to make that catch. It was Jackson Beecher. Nice catch for JB. He scored his first varsity touchdown last week on a pass from Svoboda. 6-0 our score. Perry leads it on a 3-yard touchdown run by Chubba Purdy.
Nice job with the extension that time from Jackson Beecher here on the near sideline. Laid all the way out to grab that one.
Great catch there. Great hands. 4-yard reception for Beecher. 2nd and 6 from the mountain line, 31-yard line. High snap on a play fake. Bourne rolls out, and he tried to thread the pass over to Josiah Villanueva. And Villanueva, he is a very fast young man, shows you a lot of speed. And that time the pass was just a little bit overthrown by Boren. So Hiram has to settle down here just a little bit, regain his composure here. And for my money, my impact player of the game, I chose number 7, Hiram Boren. So I believe that Hiram Boren, he will have himself an excellent game here tonight, and he has a chance to lead this football team into the victory circle here. I also believe about 40 points would be the threshold you need to have to win tonight's ball game. Boren under some pressure. He's going to run it now. 35. And out across the 35-yard line, approaching the 40-yard line, where Hiram Boren extends this play and moves the football out across the sticks. And Hiram Boren, extending the play with his legs, gets the first down off that scramble, and the first down of the night for the Mountain Lions.
I talked about it last week during the broadcast. A linebacker playing quarterback, and that's exactly what you have right there. Hiram Boren lowering the headgear, and he's picking up those 2-3 extra yards, enough for that first down for Red Mountain. And most quarterbacks would have went down before picking up the first down yardage, but not Hiram Boren.
So Boren, ball spotted on the 37-yard line after that 5-yard scramble. There goes Elliott in motion. 4 wide receivers now, trips to the near side. Boren takes the snap. He's going to run with it. 40. Cut it inside, and he'll be tripped up around the 44-yard line. Nice job defending the edge for the Perry Pumas, number 3. Aaron Henry, the 4th, was one guy over there, and also in the area was Tracy Franklin, a defensive back.
So far, Hiram Boren here absorbing a lot of contact right now, Kevin, having to tuck and run a couple of times here early in the ball game. So we'll keep an eye on him, as he looked a little bit limp on that one coming up after that play.
Gain of 7 for Hiram Boren. 2nd and 3 from the 44-yard line of the Mountain Lions. 4 down linemen. This is a 4-2-5 defense that Perry plays. They run the ball through Ty McElroy, and Ty McElroy trying to scoot in that second level there. And just a good hard run there by T-Mac. Close to the line of game. Give him a couple of yards there.
If you're Coach Peterson, you're going to take that every single time. A nice chunk picked up there by Ty McElroy. An excellent job there on the inside for number 58, Carson Foster. Nice little peel back block there, and that sprung Ty McElroy for a few extra yards.
Zacchaeus Mayberry picking up that play, making the tackle there. 3rd and 1 from the Mountain Line 46-yard line. Deontay Elliott has checked in. We'll give you the offensive line. Ben Bray, 6'4", 255 is the left tackle. The left guard is Isaiah Artis, 6'1", 205. The center is Costin Cooley, 6'2", 280. Starting at right guard is Carson Foster, 5'11", 233. And the right tackle, Jake Griffin, 6'5", 250. That's the line they get to work with. The snap is fumbled, picked up by Elliott, and he breaks the tackle around the 50-yard line and can't get away from them at all. Right there again was 28. That's Tracy Franklin, back-to-back plays for him. And so we talked about Lady Luck on the podcast with head coach Mike Peterson. We've seen it twice in 2 weeks. Connor Gardner has a ball blocked into his hands. He houses one from 2 yards away. Last week it was Daniel Butler, right place, right time, caught that fumbled ball into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Mountain. Living right, as they say. And that time, another botched exchange with the center and the quarterback, and right into the alert hands of Deontay Elliott, he makes a play.
A very heads-up play there for Mr. Elliott.
Ball's on the 50-yard line. Boren with a run-pass option. Now he throws on the run. The ball's caught by Jared Wilson at the 40-yard line. Taken inside the 35-yard line, and he tries to spin out of some traffic inside the 35-yard line. They'll mark it around the, we'll call it the 33-yard line, and that's a beautiful delivery of the football by Hiram Boren. He had great protection, and then wide open, literally all by himself, was Jared Wilson. He makes another big catch, and then the move after the catch. Jay Willie is an explosive player.
Well, you mentioned the protection up front. It all starts right up there with that offensive line. Plenty of time for Hiram Boren to set his feet and find Jay Willie right there in the middle, sitting down in that zone. No one in his zip code even able to deliver the football across the middle, and he picked up a nice chunk of yardage there after the catch as well.
Jared Wilson, 10 catches for 135 yards and a touchdown coming into tonight's ball game. He now has 12 catches for close to 150 yards, but think about Jared Wilson where he was all all of last season. He had 12 catches for 134 yards and a touchdown. He has already surpassed his career mark from a year ago within 3 games. How about 2 games and a quarter here? Jared Wilson doing what we thought he might do, have a breakout campaign.
Yeah, he's having a great year so far. He's been the go-to guy for Hiram Bourne so far this season to be able to connect on a number of critical receptions, and he's paying dividends right now for the Mountain Lions.
My impact player of the game, Hiram Bourne, is the first one. The second one is Ramses Rivera, and my third impact player of the game on the defensive side, Trey Smith. So Rivera lines up to the near side. They can go one-on-one if this is something they choose to do. There goes Georgie Ramirez in motion. On a play fake, they're looking for Rivera, and the ball is overthrown. Penalty marker comes in. Looks like some communication between Rivera and Bourne. They're on different pages there, but there was a penalty marker thrown there. And JP, what did you see on that play?
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of incidental contact. Really not sure why there was a flag there. The ball wasn't really catchable, but nonetheless, a laundry on the field. So we'll see what they come up with here.
Hiram Bourne, 13 of 23, 212 yards, a couple of touchdowns last week. On this season, Hiram Bourne's numbers are starting to look pretty good. 31 of 50, 398 yards, 3 touchdowns. Just those 2 picks that happened in game 1. But Hiram Bourne, growing up right before our very eyes. Just his 3rd varsity start and only the 2nd meeting ever between Perry and Red Mountain.
Well, he's so comfortable back there. He has the great offensive line in front of him, and that definitely helps. But saw him a little bit before tonight's ball game, before warm-ups, and he came out and he was ready to roll. This guy can play football.
Shotgun formation. There goes Deontay Elliott in motion. Flank to the right of Bourne is Ty McElroy. Ty gets the ball, and they're going to bottle him up right around the 18-yard line. Good job by the Perry Puma defense to get in there and mix it up. Looked like number 9, Andre Mayberry, was one of the defenders in there, mixing things up on the defensive side. And
along with number 90 for Perry, Alex Edjurian in there doing a great job in the middle up against Carson Foster from Red Mountain.
Wasn't down because he went in motion.
Oh, crap, George Ramirez.
So I think Ramirez carried that. Ty McElroy just now checking in. 2nd and 9 from the 18-yard line. Red Mountain in the red zone for the first time tonight. They trail 6-0 to the Perry Pumas here. 2:30 to go in the opening stanza. Bourne getting a play call from Tabor Lamar. And you got to think that the play clock's close to blowing up here. They run it to Elliott. Elliott starts left, cuts it right on the hash marks, takes it to the center of the field, inside the 15-yard line. They'll mark him at the 13-yard line. A little misdirection there by Deontay Elliott, and then a change of direction by Deontay Elliott to kind of maneuver his way to get some positive yardage here. That's what Deontay does a lot, is that he will take what you have and make something happen with very little.
Yeah, Deontay very shifty on that play there. A lot of hard hitting there on the near side, on the edge of the line. A lot of leather popping there down on the football field here tonight at Red Mountain. And Deontay Elliott doing a nice job of putting his foot in the ground, cutting it back there, and moving the ball up the field.
Alex Edjurian doing a great job. Bourne back to throw from the pocket. Now he wants to scramble. He throws on the run, and the ball is going to be caught and taking it in for a touchdown on the Mountain Lions. That is Ramses Rivera. Rivera caught the ball inside the 10-yard line. He was wide open, turned around and scampered into the end zone for a touchdown. His 2nd touchdown of the season for Ramses Rivera, and the Mountain Lions answer the Perry Puma touchdown with a 6-point score of their own.
Hiram Bourne says, "Go deep, young man." Hits him right there. A one-handed grab that time for Ramses the Rocket Rivera. What an outstanding job there. Hurdles himself into the end zone for the touchdown.
Low snap. Great hold by Jared Wilson, and Connor Gardner drills the 1-point conversion attempt. 1:22 to go in this opening stanza. Red Mountain 7, Perry 6. For Hiram Bourne, his 4th touchdown pass of the season, and for wide receiver Ramses Rivera, his 2nd touchdown in as many weeks for that combination. And Connor Gardner continues to just split the uprights when he has a chance to kick.
Connor Gardner is Mr. Consistency for Red Mountain, and that's exactly what you want on your special teams unit. You want to be able to count on that guy to put that that football through the uprights every time.
Connor Gardner now is, I believe, 3 points away from 100 in his career, so we'll keep an eye on that. Ty McElroy needs about 13 yards here to reach 1,000, so we'll keep an eye out on Ty McElroy. But right now it's about the defense and Kyle Enders and the opportunity he has passing. That's tops in the 6A conference after 2 games. And we mentioned what he did last week. The all-time or some big-time numbers for Purdy as Connor Gardner sets the ball up at the 40-yard line. And he'll send simply outstanding what he does. In fact, last year, he had 4,588 total yards, 58 tutties. Count them up, JP. So now Chubba back on the field here. His team trailing by a point, 1:22 to go. From his own 20-yard line on a full wide receiver set, it's Chubba Purdy.
Will that missed extra point, come back to haunt the Pumas?
Purdy, quick snap, throw to the outside, and a completion made around the 30-yard line, making that reception. Double check that. I thought I saw 8. You go 12?
That was Ethan Peterson there, number 15 on the stop for Red Mountain. Still unsure who caught that football, Kevin.
Purdy back to the air again, far side of the field. Right on the numbers, so it's some quick snaps and quick decision making for Chubba Purdy. That time he found a big target. Looked like his 88 Zachary Eckstein made that catch. 6'2", $175, his first catch of the season.
How about number 9, George Ramirez, coming up there with the perfect form tackle for the Mountain Lions.
George Ramirez went over 100 tackles last week, and there's a big hole up the middle for the Perry Pumas. That's something that Red Mountain's going to have to do. They've got to slow down this run game. That's Nathan Miles. He had 31 yards on 5 attempts last week, and that's another first down carry for the Perry Pumas. They're moving the rock here.
Credit to Nas Bryant there that time for Red Mountain, coming up in run support from his cornerback position, doing a nice job closing in and making that stop there for the Mountain Lions.
Excellent job by Nas, playing a little banged up with that shoulder. Full wide receiver package here for Chubba Purdy. More linemen and more movement up front. Penalty marker thrown there by Mike Lang. Last year, Perry and Red Mountain got together in their first ever meeting, and Perry won it 35-19. But I could tell you right now out of memory, Red Mountain shot themselves in the foot. They had multiple turnovers in that ball game. They had a blocked field goal. Clayton Schmidt blocked a field goal, but 4 interceptions. That's not going to get it done, so they got to take care of the football here tonight. Chubba Purdy on a play fake. Being pressured from the outside. He throws on the run, going down to the field. The ball's caught at the 25-yard line, taking it inside the 20, around the 15-yard line. That looked like number 6, Jordan Young, on the reception. Jordan Young, 7 catches, 131 on its score last week. Coming into play, he had 13 balls for 227. That's his 14th catch of the year. He's a big play threat going down the field.
That was an outstanding job that time. I mean, Chubba Purdy able to keep his eyes on the football field. He was under pressure with Cole Loria coming from this far side, flushing him out of the pocket, but he's able to keep his eyes down the field, find the waiting receiver in the middle, and what a job there by Chubba Purdy on that completion.
Chubba Purdy to Jordan Young, 40 yards, and the Perry Pumas once again knocking on the door. They're in the red zone. First 12 minutes in the books from Red Mountain High School. Our score, Red Mountain 7, Perry 6. Second quarter action coming up next. You're watching Red Mountain football on the Red Mountain Broadcast Network.
Remembering those who have lost their battle and raising money to fight back against this horrible disease with their annual pickout game. We will celebrate senior nights, the final home game of the season, regular season, November 1st.
Yeah, we just set it up.
Base Public Schools is holding a special override election for a budget increase. This is
Mail-in election polling.
We welcome you back to the Parker & Sons press box. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey. Chubba Purdy's got his club on the march. 40-yard strike to end the quarter. Jordan Young making the reception on that one.
Just going to throw this one out there. If there's anyone in the listening, viewing audience tonight from Parker & Sons, we would love a window unit up here in the press box.
1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Now moving right to left. It's Chubba Purdy out of the pistol. They'll put it in the hands of the tailback, and the tailback will run the football. That is, looks like Grant Speaker. We're in 24. And I stand corrected. That is Nathan Miles here. That dream, that idea, there's a spotter on the way. So much going on. Trey Smith up front next to Costin Cooley and Jake Griffin up front. Gain of 2 for Nathan Miles. Miles, a junior, 5'11", 175. There goes Day in motion. Purdy back to throw. He's under pressure. Stiffs arm, but would-be tackler lost one up into the end zone, and the ball's incomplete. Boy, Costin Cooley was, or Jake Griffin applying some pressure on the outside. And also, they're applying some pressure. Looked like 47 for Red Mountain, picking it up there. And I'll tell you who that is. That's Skylar Edmonds?
Cole Loria.
Excuse me, Cole Loria. I beg your pardon there.
Loria got the pressure going there for Red Mountain, turning up that heat on Chubba Purdy, and then right there in his face after Cole Loria was 54 Jake Griffin. So I tell you what, the pressure this time, excellent job there for Red Mountain, flushing out Chubba Purdy and really minimizing his opportunity to do something there for the Pumas.
So Cole Shivers will give way here. Purdy working out of the gun. 3 wide receiver package. Rolls to the near side. Now he's going to roll back to the other way and set up a screen to the tight end. Caught at the 20, the 15, the 10, and rolling into the end zone is the tight end for the Perry Pumas. That looked like it was Brock Lane.
13 yards to the Perry touchdown.
Wow, Brock Lane, 6'5", 230, and he used all 230 of that one there. He was not going to be stopped. He just ran over a couple of guys on his way to pay dirt.
So Brock Lane, another big game for him. Showed you a lot of strength, little muscle there, and then that determination to reach pay dirt. So Lane scores the touchdown. Coming in a play tonight, he had 7 receptions for 88 yards. Last week it was 4 grabs for 40 yards. So Brock Lane emerging as a target, as JP just mentioned what a target he is. There's a bad snap and absolute fire drill. Parker McClure there to take down the Perry Puma holder. That's Carson Dillon, and that's the second faux pas on the exchange. And the point after try has been botched for the Perry Pumas. So with 10:56 to go till halftime, Perry leads it 12-7. James already posed the question, will that come back to haunt later in this ball game? The missed extra point, and now a missed extra point again here for the second time. That's 2 points on the scoreboard here. It's 12-7, but Chubba Purdy can beat you with his legs, and he also has that golden arm. He's a talented player. They're going to have to slow him down just a little bit if they want to win this football game. Yeah, they're going to have to slow him down a lot so far, Kevin, because he's getting it done right now for the Perry Pumas. You know, they're down, or they're up 12-7 here on Red Mountain, but 2 critical miscues right now for the special teams unit of Perry, and they are not doing themselves any favor in that department. We go to the keys of the game with Mike Peterson. Slow down the Puma run game, protect the rock, and limit big plays on special teams. Let Connor Gardner do Connor Gardner things and continue to win the field position. So far, that hasn't happened here tonight, but my impact players we mentioned, Hiram Bourne, Ramses Rivera, and Trey the Truth Smith. So far, the only touchdown of the game is a reception by Ramses Rivera. So that kick goes a little bit awry, and Nathan Lee's right there to recover the football on the 25-yard line. Nathan Lee's recorded his first catch as a member of the varsity program last week, and it was a 7-yard touchdown reception. He ran a great route coming out of the backfield there as a fullback, and Hiram Bourne delivered the football in a perfect spot. Touchdown for Red Mountain, and here we go again. They trail 12-7, 10:51 to go in this second quarter. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Pooley on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network. Ty McElroy flanked to the right of Hiram Bourne. T-Mac will go the other way, and here comes Hiram Bourne to the 30-yard line. And Hiram out across the 35-yard line, scrambling right there. Another zone read there, perhaps an RPO, but T-Mac went the other way, and Hiram Bourne kept the football, and that was a nice run for Hiram Bourne. He's going to scramble for about 10 yards right there and give the Mountain Lions a chance to move the chains here.
Once again, Hiram Bourne making a play with his feet and moving the sticks for Red Mountain. A nice job on the edge there as well for number 54, Jake Griffin. He was about to dig out that little defensive back, and that defensive back said, I do not want any of that.
As we like to say, made a business decision right there.
Yeah.
4 wide receiver package here for Bourne, and this is Ty McElroy. Ty McElroy to the 40, 45, and T-Mac with his best run of the night, about an 8-yard power run up the right tackle, and it's nice to see T-Mac get up and down right there.
Well, how about the running room he had there on the near side? There was no one home there on defense for Perry, and if Ty McElroy would have hit the Jets there, he might have gotten out the gate on that one.
So Ty McElroy, I believe he has 2 carries for 10 yards tonight, maybe 11. He's about 4 or 5 yards away from 1,000 in his career. He's in the ball game, and he's the lone back as Hiram Bourne will take this snap under center in a 3 wide receiver package. Make it 4, 3 to the wide side. Quick pass behind. This is Jerry Wilson. Looks like he wants to throw the ball to the boundary on the far sideline, and the ball's incomplete. A double pass, and Jackson Beecher was open on the 30-yard line on the far sideline, and I think he just dropped the football.
I think he was so open he couldn't even believe it himself, Kevin. That ball was beautifully thrown there by Jared Wilson on the edge. A designed halfback throw there, if you will, and unfortunately not able to haul it in there was Beecher.
Double pass to the wide receiver in the slot, and that was Jay Willie, and he threw a tight spiral down the sideline, and just unable to haul that one in was Jackson Beecher. So Ramses Rivera will break the huddle, and he'll line up to the far side of the field. One-on-one coverage there if they want to go that route. In the gun, it's Hiram Bourne. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Bourne back to throw. Penalty marker down. They want to set up a screen. The ball's nearly intercepted. Ejorian jumped in front of the play and nearly picked that ball off. So let's see what the penalty marker is all about. When I mentioned this is a great officiating crew, there's the former ASU Sun Devil, former Baltimore Raven.
2nd week in a row.
Todd Heap here in attendance for the Mountain Lions. On the previous play, as a procedure penalty assessed to the Mountain Lions, it looks like Perry's going to decline it. So that would bring up a 4th down here, and it would be a decision here from Mike Peterson. Mike will elect to send the punting unit out. It's a 12-7 ball game with 9:20 to go. And with this explosive offense and a player like Chubba Purdy, you can slow him down, and you want to try to maintain his effectiveness, but you don't want to give him extra chances either. So
you don't.
Let's play smart football and send it down the other direction. Connor Gardner will boot this one that left foot, and the ball will be taken inside the 30-yard line. Fair catch at the 28-yard line by Tracy Franklin. And Preston Jones football team will get the possession again here. 9:14 to go. It's 12-7. You and I talked to Jason Skoda before the game, and we thought and kind of went back and forth. I said, I feel like the winner tonight's going to need to score 40 points. But I do like the feel of this game at 12-7 with 9:14 to go, thinking that maybe defense will show up tonight and really make these offensive players earn their keep tonight in this one.
Yeah, it's been a great game so far. 2 really long, sustained drives there for both teams in the first quarter, and that's going to wear down both these defenses a little bit. We'll see. It's hot out here, as we mentioned earlier in the ball game, and it's a great battle so far.
Nwankwo will line up behind Purdy. Nwankwo gets the carry, 35-yard line, and he'll be stopped around the 37-yard line. That is his first carry of the night for number 31, Ikenna Nwankwo. Nwankwo is a 5'9" senior, checks in at 195 pounds. Last week he had 4 carries for 15 yards. Penalty marker on the play, JP, and this one's going the other direction this time.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That was a nice little tote there for Nwankwo. He has great pad level there as he approached the line of scrimmage and kept those legs turning the entire time, picking up extra yards, but unfortunately all for naught there for the Pumas.
Nathaniel Miles will check in. The offensive line for Perry, Andrew Mason, is a tackle, 6'4", 260. He is a beast. Hezekiah Lockhart, the center, 6'1", 225. Perry back to work. He's going to scramble. He'll roll up the middle, and he's going to be stopped around the 25-yard line. Coming in there from behind, it looked like Cole Loria was there to make the tackle, and that's a good job of keeping Chubba Purdy in front of you, if you will, JP, and limit those big plays.
Yeah, they got to keep Chubba Purdy at bay here, but right now this offensive line for Perry is doing a great job getting up to the second level and to the linebackers.
Jordan Young is lined up in the slot as they almost drew off Trey Smith. Offsides there. Full wide receiver set for Chubba Purdy. Long count at the line of scrimmage. He's got Nwankwo right behind him in the pistol on a play fake. Here comes Purdy. Throws down the middle of the field, and he's going for Young. That's incomplete. He got hit as he delivered the football. Cole Loria there putting a hurry on Chubba Purdy, and that pressure, James, by Loria was just enough to have him speed up the process and just misfire on that pass to Jordan Young.
Very impressed by Cole Loria this season so far, Kevin, in these couple of ball games. He is getting pressure a lot of times for this Red Mountain defense, and he is affecting the opposing offense by flushing that quarterback out of the pocket, and that time was able to pick up a nice shot there on Chubba Purdy.
So this will bring up a 13, the Puma 18-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the wide side for Chubba Purdy, 1 to the near side. Shotgun snap for Chubba. He's hit as he lets it go. The ball is thrown, and his ball is caught in an absolute sensational catch by Jaden Young. One of the more spectacular catches you will see at the high school level. Jaden Young just leaped out and hauled that in with one hand. You can describe it any way you want to, OBJ or not. That's Jordan Young. What a reception right there on a pretty ball by Chubba Purdy.
Outstanding concentration, using his soft hands there, able to haul that one in and kind of pin it against his body as he rolled to the ground and able to secure the football. What a catch, young man. Nice job.
Great body control by Jordan Young. Gain of 42 yards on that pass play from Chubba Purdy. Jordan Young, 2 catches, 82 yards, and the Pumas are on the march once again on the 33-yard line. They run it to Nwankwo, and he gets to that second level. It'll get tripped up around the, we'll call it the 32-yard line, maybe the 33-yard line. And Perry trying to pick up the tempo here with 7:24 to go in this second quarter. And that was just a big play on a perfectly thrown pass where really only Jordan Young could have made that type of play. A spectacular grab.
An outstanding catch, and if you're Red Mountain's defense right now, you got to limit these big plays by Perry.
Mountain Lions on a run blitz, and they're there to stuff the runner in the backfield. Parker McClure all over that play. He stuffed Nwankwo, and that was a great run blitz dialed up by the defensive coordinator, Kyle Enders. Great timing on that call and tremendous execution by his defensive front.
The front was outstanding that time. Those front 4 really digging in and getting pressure. And once again, Parker McClure, the sophomore, doing a great job there for the defense.
Brock Lane lines up to the near side and a full wide receiver set for Chubba Purdy. He's got Cade Berger in the slot right next to him. Single coverage to the outside here for Brock Lane. Purdy back to throw from the pocket, steps up in the pocket, goes for a bomb on the far side of the field, and he overshoots everybody by about 10 to 12 yards.
Boy, right now these Perry Pumas not afraid to take shots down the football field.
Xavier James was the intended target that time, and Daniel Butler working on him. So great coverage by Red Mountain that time. That brings up a 4th down, and the Pumas will keep Chubba Purdy on the football field. It's a 4th and 13 for the Mountain Lion 36-yard line. One of the offensive linemen is a tackle eligible out here. That's 64 out there in the slot. That's Andrew Mason. Purdy back to throw. Throwing down the middle of the field. The ball's caught again by the tight end at the 15-yard line, making the move inside the 15 to the 10, and he's thrown down there. Once again, the tight end. That is Brock Lane. What a target he is. And Chubba Purdy just found him down the middle of the field. A perfectly thrown pass on the seam and a nice move after the catch.
Brock Lane using that big body there in the middle, walling off defenders and hauling that one in once again there for the Perry Pumas. And that connection there, Purdy to Brock Lane, is very effective so far here tonight for the Pumas.
Chubba Purdy to Brock Lane, 36 yards. Parker McClure with the stop. And the Pumas now up 12-7 with a 1st and goal to go on the 10-yard line. Purdy working out the gun. He's got Nwankwo to his right. He'll give it to Nwankwo to the 10, and he'll be caught from behind as he dives towards the 5-yard line.
Little trap on that time for the Perry Pumas. They pull the backside guard. He traps on the inside, and that springs the running back for another nice gain there for the Pumas.
Major Kelly with that stop from behind. Major Kelly had 11 tackles last week in that win over the champions from Cesar Chavez. 5:27 and rolling here. Opening half here. We're in the second quarter. 2nd and goal from the 5. Chubba Purdy working out of the gun. Checking in is the tailback now. That is Jonathan Day. So Day now will line up behind Purdy. It's now a pistol formation. Red Mountain showing blitz. There goes the tailback in motion, and Purdy's going to throw it towards the end zone, and the ball's going to be caught. Once again, the tight end again. This was Cade Veach. So Veach stands in at 6'7", 225. Had a 13-yard reception last week, and now he hauls in this Chubba Purdy pass for a 5-yard catch and score. And Chubba Purdy and the Perry Pumas are now up 18-7 here with an even 5 minutes to go to the break.
Cade Veach, 6'7", a little alley-oop there in the end zone for the Perry Pumas. Nothing they could do on that one. The ball too high in the air. He just went up there and plucked it out of the sky.
And we talked before this ball game about the usage of the tight ends, and it's on display here tonight.
Oh, is it ever?
It's fun when you do your homework and it actually comes out to fruition. But Preston Jones said, hey, we really like our tight ends, and now we can understand why. We're getting a pretty good view of these guys, and the size is amazing. Now they're going to go for 2 here. So it's 18-7. This is Purdy on a design run to the 10, gets around the corner to the 5, inside the 5, and it'll be just run out of bounds.
Once again, Parker McClure in there making a difference on special teams as well tonight for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. That young man is having a great game here tonight.
Ethan Peterson also there with some help defense, and Red Mountain denies Perry on the 2-point conversion. So the Pumas are now 0 for 3 in point after tries. So as we continue to work along, we'll see how things play out here. But now, if you're Mike Peterson, JP, with 5 minutes to go, do you tweak anything at all, or do you just continue to implement your game plan and just look for better execution here as we move throughout these next 5 minutes?
Yeah, there's been some good play calls, all night here so far for Red Mountain, just unfortunately unable to execute on a few critical ones so far. But if you're Red Mountain's coach, Mike Peterson, I think you just stick with the game plan. You just try to keep running that football, and maybe that'll open up a shot down the field here in this last 5 minutes of the first half.
Perry with Chubba Purdy at quarterback, they just have a lot of balance. We use that word an awful lot, but it's paramount in football right now. And Preston Jones' offense it's pretty exciting, and it's big play threat. From the 40, they chip it down, and there's a fair catch made on the 20-yard line. Nathan Lees right there again. Some sure hands for Nathan Lees to catch that low line drive kick, an end-over-end kick, and just grab it out of the air like it's nothing. Pretty good hands there for Nathan Lees.
That's why they practice it. That's why you have to be dialed in when it's time for special teams practice. A lot of guys will want to slough off a little bit and really think it's not that serious and not really as critical of a portion of the game as offense or defense. Offense sells tickets, defense wins championships, but special teams very critical, and Red Mountain's got a great one.
So here comes Hiram Bourne, 4 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, to the far side, and Bourne will work out of the shotgun. They want to run the football, bouncing outside as Ty McElroy tries to turn the corner. Here comes a penalty marker in as T-Mac got dumped late. Number 49 for the Perry Pumas came in there and put a pop on T-Mac late. That was Cy Hatch. So I believe we're going to have offsetting penalties here. If I had to guess, they're going to get a late hit by Perry and a hold on Red Mountain.
Well, number 9 for the Perry Pumas left his feet that time. That was Andre Mayberry, the defensive back, trying to wall off Ty McElroy there on the near sideline. He just bounced off of T-Mac, and then 49 comes in there and lays what has been deemed a late shot. That was Cy Hatch. So that one's going to go against Perry, and that's good for Red Mountain.
So Mike Lang, our referee, just indicated both fouls. It's an offsetting penalty. So let's see how things shake out. Mike Lang gets his penalty back, and he'll put it in the proper locale for its next use. 18-7 our score, 4:51 to go. As Ramses Rivera will line up right behind Jay Willie, Jared Wilson. Beecher to the far side. It's Hiram Bourne at quarterback. They run it again to Elliott. Makes the first man miss. Tries to bounce to the outside. 30, 35, 40, boundary, and nearly thrown out of bounds by Deontay Elliott. Some extra special running in there by Deontay Elliott. And Deontay Elliott masters the jump cut at the high school level. He can do the jump cut as well as anybody. Tough to see from our vantage point here, but when you get that end zone angles, his jump cuts are special. He used it again right there.
He's very shifty. He's able to get to the edge very quickly, and a great job that time on the far side. That time, number 8, Jackson Beecher with a stock block there on the edge, and that helped Deontay Elliott get a few more yards and pick up a nice gain there for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions.
Gain of 18 yards for Deontay Elliott, the newest 1,000-yard rusher in the career of Red Mountain backs. Bourne to work from his own 43. He's going to run with it at the 40, trying to get outside. Stiffs arm Mayberry, and he's just going to munch him into the sideline. So number 9 is going to have a swift talking to by referee Mike Lang. That is Andre Mayberry, and he got the headgear of Hiram Bourne and made the tackle with that. That was a little bit of a rough play, if you will, but I talked to Andre before the game, and he told me, hey, I'm just more alert about what I'm doing. I'm actually here with my head on, and I'm prepared to play these games. I'm really the same physically as I was a year ago, but I'm just playing smarter. That time he didn't play smart there.
Not smart. He's going to get an earful from the official, and then he's going to get a bigger earful from the coach on the sideline that time. You can't do that. Right now you're giving Red Mountain yardage that time, and you're pumping up that quarterback out there, Hiram Bourne, and he took a shot on that one, but I tell you what, they're going to cash in on the penalty here, and they've got to respect Deontay Elliott as they did that time, as they ran the back door with Hiram Bourne that time. And that defense was keen on Deontay Elliott going out the backside.
No question about it. Ramses Rivera with single coverage to the near side. They roll the other direction. Bourne looks like he wants to throw. He throws to the outside and he's looking for Wilson, and the ball is incomplete. Threw into double coverage that time. Good pursuit on the backside. It was Andre Mayberry over there in pass coverage, and Mayberry just shows you a little bit about his versatility playing this game, JP. In on this play up close right at the line of scrimmage. Now he's back in pass coverage. That's showing you some range, and as I said, versatility.
Yeah, he's a very versatile player. Mayberry doing a great job that time for Perry, able to force the action to the far side of the football field, and a nice job on defense there for the Perry Pumas.
Mayberry 10 tackles last week, including a TFL, a sack, and a pick. So Hiram Bourne will stand on his own 40-yard line. It's Elliott to the left of him. Bourne under pressure, steps to the pocket of the 40, and he tries to get out to the 35-yard line there, and he is a little bit slow to get up as Hiram Bourne. So Hiram taking some shots here in this football game, and we are only 4:11 to go to the break.
Yeah, Bourne a little frustrated there. It feels like he needs a little bit more protection up front. He's taken some unnecessary hits, having to tuck it and run maybe a little bit more than he would like to. But right now, a critical third down here coming up for the Mountain Lions.
3rd and 10 from the Puma 35-yard line. Rivera out to the outside. Jay Willie in the slot, and Jackson Beecher to the near side. 3 wide receivers for Hiram Bourne. Gage Skidmore in at tight end. Bourne back to throw. He had Skidmore for a second. The pressure was there, and the pass complete on the near boundary to Jackson Beecher. And Jackson Beecher makes a move down the sideline, and he's going to be very close to the line of gain. I think it was the extra effort, James, that might have gotten Beecher the first down here. At least it's going to be close enough to measure, and I think they did get the first down.
Once again, Jackson Beecher coming up huge for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. That time, that one's going to get on the stat sheet with a catch there. A couple plays ago, he sprung Deontay Elliott on the far side of the field for a nice run. And Jackson Beecher doing a great job contributing to this Red Mountain offensive attack, and they're moving the football.
Before the season began, Jackson Beecher had just one catch for 20 yards in his career. Coming into tonight's game, 5 receptions, 64 yards and a touchdown. And of course, last week he had his career game, 3 balls, 54 yards and that 27-yard touchdown. And here he is tonight with his 3rd catch. So Jackson, now they're going to change everything. So they were this close to moving the chains. I saw them move the chains and then they stopped. I thought it was a little premature to give them the first down, and that's why I hesitated initially as we were flowing through that. But now it's 4th and 1 here, and that changes everything. You're looking at a first down moving the sticks, and now it's 4th and 1, and we need to take a timeout, and we got to come up with our best play right here. We're trailing 18-7 in a pivotal football game.
Yeah, you don't want to waste this opportunity if you're Coach Mike Peterson and Red Mountain to get something on the board here. Hopefully you want to get a touchdown. Obviously get it within about 3, maybe 4 points going into the half here, but you got to at least come away with a field goal if nothing else.
Coming into tonight's game, Perry was number 1 in scoring at 46.5 points a game. That was actually last year. Coming into tonight's game, Perry was averaging 32.5 points a game. That's tied for 11th. Red Mountain, 43.5 points a game. That's good for 4th. You'd think it was the other way around as far as the offensive numbers coming into tonight's game. But Chubba Purdy and these tight ends have been a difference maker in this ball game.
Yeah, Chubba Purdy able to throw the football around, connect with those tight ends, those big, rangy tight ends across the middle, going down the seam. And those guys, even if they're not open, he just throws it up high. They go up and get it and pluck it out of the air. And if they can't do that, he'll make a play with his feet.
And I still believe there's a play for Ramses Rivera going deep. This will be Elliott in motion. Bourne, the quarterback. Next to him is Ty McElroy. Now there's a penalty marker on the fleet. So Mike Lang will get the call from his side judge, and he'll indicate procedure against the Mountain Lions. So that's going to take a 4th and 1 to make it a 4th and 6. Does that change the play call here?
It definitely is going to change the play call. The Red Mountain offensive line ready to get something going up front and just a little bit too antsy and jumping off, causing that false start there and negating the yardage there for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. So 4th and 6 now, what will they do?
It would be a 48-yard try for Connor Gardner, so they're going to pass up that. 18-7, 3:29 to go till halftime. It's 4th and 6 for Hiram Bourne. He's got both backs in there. Ty McElroy flanked to the right, Deontay Elliott to the left. There's a lot of real estate out there to the left. And there goes T-Mac that way. And now we get a timeout taken on the field, and it's taken by Mike Peterson and the Mountain Lions. And we'll take the timeout with them. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Mountain Lion Broadcast Network.
Never have to miss a game because they can watch the game in real time or play it back by visiting the Red Mountain Athletics webpage and clicking on the live stream.
Football fans, Dry Force Restoration Specialists are the top-rated restoration team in the Valley. Whether it be fire damage, water damage, or mold, our dedicated team of trained, detailed professionals are committed to help you restore the roar. Locally owned and operated for 17 years, Dry Force Restoration. Call 480-813-0000 or go to dryforce.net. Here we go, 4th and 6 from the 31-yard line. This is George Ramirez out of the Cardinal package to the far side. He throws, and the ball is caught, I believe. Looks like the ball's caught on the far sideline. That is Jared Wilson on the reception. And you talk about putting your body in great position. Jared Wilson with a seal-off, kind of like a box out in basketball, and Jordy Ramirez threw a strike. Now Jordy is 2 for 3 passing this season.
Now the dude plays quarterback. Are you really surprised? Jordy Ramirez rolls out to the far side of the field, keeps his eyes down the field, able to flip his hips just in time, right before the pressure comes, gets rid of the football. Jared Wilson, excellent reception. Keep the ball moving, Red Mountain.
Big play to extend the drive. 1st and 10 for the Puma 24-yard line. This is George again out of the Cardinal. George is going to run up the middle with it. Inside the 25-yard line to the 23-yard line. We'll keep an eye on Hiram Boren. Boren taking some shots. Now Boren on the sideline here, so they're going to run this Cardinal package at least one more play as George Ramirez is out there playing the position right now as Hiram Boren looks on. Hiram Boren standing right next to Deontay Elliott. You think that you want to have 5 on the field right now, close to the red zone. 2nd and 8 from the Perry 22-yard line. 3 wide receivers for George Ramirez. This is the Cardinal package. Again, he fumbles the snap, picks up the ball, and then wants to throw with it, and he'll get to the sidelines, and they're just going to muscle him up and stand him up on the far boundary. So that play's timing was disrupted. And right now, Red Mountain just kind of playing with some jitters here, if you will. They just seem like they're just not in their flow, and they're playing a little timid, if you will, JP.
Yeah, I think they had to hold Hiram out of a couple plays there, get his head back into this football game. He's taking the field now. Excellent job there for Georgie Ramirez. He changed his mind a couple times on that last play. Wanted to tuck it and run, then throw it, then tuck it, then throw it, but ultimately picked up a couple yards, and now we'll get Hiram Boren back in the football game here for Red Mountain.
A.J. Owen did a nice job there on Georgie Ramirez. Rivera lines up to the far side. Bourne back. Now he wants to roll out to the near side, and the ball is caught on the 15-yard line by Jackson Beecher. That's an excellent throw by Hiram Boren, and a great catch and an excellent route by Jackson Beecher. And making the tackle immediately was number 23. That is Kobe Rome. And Kobe Rome all over that. But how about the mustard on that pass there by Hiram Boren? Only Jackson Beecher makes a play on that one.
An excellent pass there from Hiram Boren. Jackson Beecher with a nice reception. If you're number 23, Kobe Rome on that for Perry, you can't cover it any better than that. Sometimes the quarterback's just able to thread the needle, and that's exactly what Hiram Boren did there on that one.
Clock rolling, 1:35 to go. Beecher was marked short of the first down, so it'll be 4th and 2 from the Puma 16-yard line. Jay Willie lines up in the slot. Rivera to the near side. And now Preston Jones will elect to take a timeout. So 1:24 to go on this 4th and 2. This is a pivotal play coming up here. You talk about old and the pendulum swinging one way or the other. With 1:24 to go to the break, James, this is crucial for Red Mountain to not only get this first down, but to get 6 points on this drive.
They need to come away with 6 points, possibly 7 or 8 if they go for 2. But 4th down and short coming up here for Red Mountain, a critical down. If you're Perry's defense, are you thinking about them running short yardage here and just picking up the first? But you have to respect them maybe taking a shot towards the end zone here with only about 15 yards to go. So a lot of options here for Coach Mike Peterson and the Mountain Lions.
Tons of options. You'd like to think they can get the ball into the hands of Deontay Elliott or Ty McElroy, but then Hiram Boren is showing you that he's got an ability to make plays with the arm as well as his legs. So now they're going to elect for 3. So Connor Gardner now needs 3 points for 100 in his career, has a chance at a field goal here. This would be a 33-yard attempt. Jared Wilson is the holder. Good snap, good hold. The kick is low, and it's no good. It might have been partially blocked up front by Cade Lacey, and I think Lacey got a fingertip on it, so the Perry Pumas dodge a huge bullet here. And the one thing that Red Mountain has to be very leery of right now, as JP understands what I'm about ready to say here, with 1:19 to go, you better be playing some defense, and you better slow down Chubba Purdy here, because this next 1:12 could be free reign for a quarterback like this.
Well, you want to slow him down, but you better shut him down right here late in this first half with a chance to go up big here on Red Mountain. You do not want to give up any big plays here. You want to keep everything in front of you here if you're the Red Mountain defense.
6'3", 210, a senior, 4-star recruit, Chubba Purdy, will play football on Saturdays for Louisville. Back to throw from the pocket, looking for the outside, and the ball is incomplete. one-on-one coverage to the outside. It was a jump ball. Cole Shivers was there to defend the play. And that pass intended for Bryce Holdridge. Holdridge, a big game last week, kind of a breakout game for him, JP. 4 balls, 90 yards, and a touchdown for the senior, standing in about 6 foot, 175 pounds.
Yeah, 175-pound receiver, big target there for Chuba Purdy. But Cole Shivers growing up right in front of us as well here. That freshman doing a nice job there of that time restraining his hands, make sure and having great defensive position on that receiver.
So it looks like Georgie, this is Ramirez in that safety spot. A quick pitch and catch to the wide receiver. The ball's out. Ball's out. Let's see if Red Mountain can cash in right here. The wide receiver dropped the football as he tried to make a move, and Red Mountain says they've got the football.
Mountain Lions got the ball. How about it?
Parker McClure at the bottom of that pile, and he is pumped up. So Perry fumbles the football. The wide receiver had it stripped out of his hands. I think he's just trying to make an extra move, that extra effort, and that's usually when you get caught, James.
Yeah, he was able to break one tackle, able to take it back to the inside, and was accosted there by another Red Mountain defender, and that's when he coughed it up. Ball on the carpet, goes over to Red Mountain, and they have a huge opportunity here with 1:01 remaining, trailing 18-7 to Perry. They got to get something done here now, Kevin, with this second chance.
Second chance is right. Bourne in at quarterback. Daniel Butler has also checked in this ball game. They give it to T-Mac to the 30, 25, 20-yard line. The best run of the night for Ty McElroy, and I believe Ty McElroy is oh so close to 1,000 yards in his career on that particular run. T-Mac getting it done. He stays in the game.
Will they take a shot?
He's flanked to the right of Bourne. Bourne back to Phil. Looks for the end zone. Looking for Rivera in the end zone. The ball's caught for a touchdown. You better believe it. 21-yard strike. Hiram Bourne to Ramses Rivera. And the Mountain Lions are back in this football game.
How about that, Kevin? Excellent protection up front. Hiram Bourne, cool as ever in the pocket, able to deliver the football. Go get that one, Ramses. He did just that. Touchdown, Mountain Lions.
Little back shoulder action to Rivera, and Rivera makes the catch, his second touchdown reception of the night, and for Bourne, his second touchdown pass, and Red Mountain is an extra point away from being down 18-14. 28 seconds to go as Mike Peterson hustles out on the 10-yard line and gets a timeout. Look at the svelte Mike Peterson out there running on the field.
Coach Pete.
Pete with the white hat on and the white golf shirt and the sweet charcoal gray Adidas pants. It's a good look for this coaching staff down there.
Rocking the low top white socks with the black shoes and the quickness. How about it?
The fleet of foot Mike Peterson. We've seen him do some great stuff out there with the soccer style kicks and all kinds of fun stuff over the years.
We talk about the pendulum swing, Kevin. Just about a minute ago, we were sitting here worrying about Perry possibly going up maybe 25-7. And now a quick turn of events. The turnover there for the Perry Pumas. Red Mountain able to recover it and cash in right away and put themselves back into this ball game.
And that's just what it is. It's about the turnover and taking advantage of it. I love the play call by Tabor Lamar and Chris Andriatis to go to the end zone now. And they did that, and Rivera rewards them. Excellent catch. Beautiful throw by Hiram Bourne. And here we are. So now it looks like the Mountain Lions will send out Georgie Ramirez. This is the Cardinal package. And so Bourne's out there. Well, no, check that. It's not the Cardinal package. It'll be Bourne with Georgie flanked to his right. Trips just inside the hash mark. Bourne, long count. And now we get a stop and play as now Preston Jones will take his final timeout of the half. You talk about chess games and just the strategy going back and forth to each other. Preston Jones, Mike Peterson, very good friends. I asked Preston earlier before the ball game, any aspirations to coach at the next level or take his offense and show another program or take it to another level? He said, not really. Just he does miss the coaching aspect. I think Preston Jones is an in-the-trenches type guy. He wants to get down there and teach. I think that when you're a head coach, you lose some of the ability to teach. You're more delegating. You're leading, but you're not teaching as much as you'd like to. And a true old coach, a true coach by trade, that's what they want to do, James. They want to teach.
Well, they want to get in there. They want to affect the players in a positive way and be really in the trenches, as you mentioned, with them and coaching them up as you'd like to. But oftentimes the head coach has a lot of responsibilities. He's got to make sure that everything's ticking away like it's supposed to and everything's running like a well-oiled machine. But, both these coaches do a great job of that. And this one is a great battle here tonight. Every play critical, every possession critical here tonight, Kevin.
You got to figure that this play call right here is going to the chart. It's a two-point conversion. It's 18-13. A two-point made here makes it a three-point ball game. Bourne to the 10. Scrambles, throws back of the corner of the end zone, and the ball is going to be batted around, and I can't say if anybody made the catch.
He caught it.
And now they're going to say it's a catch. Jared Wilson makes that reception in the end zone. There were literally 10 guys surrounding the receiver, Jared Wilson, on the S inside the end zone on the Mountain Line logo. And Jared Wilson made that catch in a land amongst a bunch of trees right there. What a play. And how did Hiram Bourne thread the needle in there? Sometimes you just living right, and I think I was living right again. I'd love to say that was skill, and maybe it was. We'll look at that on film, but thread the needle, Hiram Bourne, huh?
He'd rather be lucky than good any day of the week. That time, Hiram Bourne coming to the near side, trying to look for a little crease there to maybe run the football. Found a couple of receivers trailing near the end line there in the back of the end zone. One of those Jackson Beecher, another one of those Jay Willie coming to the near side, and he somehow was able to pull that football in for the two-point conversion.
So with 28.8 ticks on the Longines scoreboard, it's now 18-15. JP, you knew what I was referring to when you go to the chart, that two-point chart. That was a two-point chart play. It was a no-brainer. They thought about kicking initially. Then you go to the chart, it says, hey, you got to go for two, because if you make it, you're down by 3, and that's a three-point ball game here. So Gardner drills it deep end over end and nearly the back of the end zone. No return for the Perry Pumas. And now Red Mountain will need to make a couple more plays here in this half as Costin Cooley will run out onto the field. But now you've got to contain Chubba Purdy and just get into halftime, get into the locker room with this same score.
Yeah, would you think maybe a little bit of a prevent defense going to be put on here by defensive coordinator Kyle Enders? You don't want to give up any big plays. No one gets behind you. If they run the football, you got to make sure and stay home. You can't get sucked in too far where they're able to take a shot down the field.
I disagree, JP. Stay hot. Get after the quarterback right now. Don't mess around. Get in there and get to the quarterback. No, well said, JP. You have to be a little bit conservative here if you're Mike Peterson. Now Purdy under center. Purdy's going to take the snap. And I think he tried to take a knee before he actually snapped the football, so that's a procedure penalty, and that'll back him up 5 yards.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a false step there for Chubba Purdy. He was trying to get his knee down, but he ended up taking that foot, stepping backwards with it first too far, and that simulates a snap, and that's good for a false start.
Shouldn't. They want to put 28 back in the pocket. That's where it was.
Still trying to figure out who made that fumble for Perry. I think it was 80, Cade Berger. So 28.8 back up on the clock. It's 18-15. It's been a very exciting first half.
Has it ever?
This game of this magnitude has had a few penalties, had some big plays. Now Deontay Elliott will come in and relieve Daniel Butler. And there is that knee by Chubba Purdy. You can see 3 defensive backs back for Red Mountain, and this should be the final snap of the first half. Stay with us at halftime for all of our halftime festivities coming up next. And part of that halftime festivities is speaking with our co-offensive coordinator, Chris Andreatis. We welcome in Chris.
How's it going, guys?
Chris, first and foremost, take us through that last play sequence, going for two. Initially, we brought Gardner out there. My thought was, this is a no-brainer. You go to the chart, you go to the two-point chart, and if you get the two, it's a three-point ball game. So it's a no-brainer. You guys make the switch. And what did you see up top, Chris? Because that was a heck of a play. It literally, we got shielded by all the players, didn't know who caught the ball, if anybody had caught the ball. But how did Boren thread the pass in?
I still couldn't tell you, but I'll tell you, he did a great job extending the play and throwing it where a guy could get it. You know, we had made a great play with Rocket, too. In the previous play, throwing it up to him, giving him a chance to make a play in the end zone. We got to come out and run the ball. We're not running the ball effectively right now, and we're getting a little too cute. So we're going to come out in the second half and establish the run.
You made the point about the throw from Boren to Ramses Rivera.
Yeah.
What did you see there? Was that Hiram making a play? Did you call that? Was there some changing going on? Just take us through that.
There's a couple different reads on that play. You know, the first look, obviously, if he likes the matchup on the outside, we're going to give our guy a chance to make a play. And he liked it and put it in a great spot and made the play.
I think there's more plays out there just like that.
Sure. Sometimes the simplest ones are the best, you know. We'll throw it to the guy, he runs by the guy, and score a touchdown.
Chris, thanks for the conversation.
Hey, guys.
All right, you bet. Chris Andriotis, our co-offensive coordinator. There it is. With some intensity, Red Mountain's got to get back to running the football. So, JP, a couple comments here before we head to the break. This is a very good football team. Both teams very well coached. I think in the case of Red Mountain here, they had to kind of settle down here. They haven't played in a big game in a while. And on paper, this is the biggest game they played in really since last year against Pinnacle in the quarters. But Perry plays in the state finals back-to-back years. This is a ho-hum kind of ball game for them. And I think in that first half, you saw the poise of Chuba Purdy and just the calm, cool collectedness of Preston Jones. And now, some 15 minutes later, 2 quarters into it, Red Mountain's in this ball game and they're relaxed.
Well, you mentioned Perry could be kind of viewing this as a ho-hum game. They definitely did that in the last couple minutes of that first half because they had a chance to step on the throat, if you will, of the Red Mountain Mountain Lions, and they weren't able to do it. Red Mountain able to keep their cool. They didn't hang their head. They could have a number of times there, especially at the end of the first half, but they were able to stay in the ball game, come up with that huge turnover, and then cash in on it, and they're right back in this one.
Yeah, the turnover was big. Pivotal play, and Parker McClure's had a big first half. Really nice to have him back. He's a playmaker. Since he's put on this uniform, he's been a playmaker here. So, wow, great stuff here. 13 minutes on the Long Jeep scoreboard. It's halftime from Red Mountain High School. We'll step aside. All of your halftime festivities coming up next. You're watching and listening to Red Mountain Football on the Mountain Line Broadcast Network.
2019 Red Mountain Marching Pride. This year's show is entitled Balance and features original music by Alex Yoder. The 2019 Marching Pride is under the direction of drum majors Carolina Mesa and Lydia Porter. Redbound Marching Band is under the direction of Jennifer Hamilton. Percussion instructors, Trevor Dipper, Bree Bradford, and Matthew Esquita. Visual instructor, J.M. Jimenez, Raina Richardson, and Zach Lefko. Guard instructor, Aubrey Oliver. The Redbound Marching Pride would like to acknowledge its sponsors. Technical Systems provides comprehensive solutions in intrusion detection, access control, video surveillance, school crisis systems, monitoring, and network systems. Need to store your holiday decorations, your entire house, or your Class A RV at Red Mountain Self-Storage and RV? We can meet all your storage needs. Velocity Mechanical is your local family-owned and operated air conditioning contractor that believes your family's comfort is priority. Superstition Sunrise Luxury RV Resort, making your stay a fun and memorable experience. Athletical Physical Therapy, better for everybody. For all your security and AV needs, call B&M Communications because you need to trust your security company. And finally, Tempe Marketplace, an interactive shopping, dining, and entertainment experience with over 100 shops and restaurants and more than 300 events a year.
Hey, Manny, I'm natural.
forget, Mesa Public Schools is holding a special override election for a budget increase. This is a mail-in election only. So look for your ballot in your mailbox starting October 10th, then mark it and mail it back by October 30th. If you are not yet registered to vote, the deadline is October 7th. Listen to the Red Hot Football broadcast team of Kevin Derryberry and James Cooley, home and away on YouTube. Download the app now and listen to the game tonight. Bring your headphones to the game and tune in to Red Hot Football on YouTube. That's the RMTV channel on YouTube. Back on the field for the second half, the Premier Region's Perry Pumas. Back on the field for the second half, your Red Champions, Maryland.
We welcome you back to halftime from the Parker & Sons press box high atop the press box here at Red Mountain High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey. It's 18-15, and well, A great fumble recovery by Parker McClure to shorten up the field, and then Hiram Bourne finds Ramses Rivera on a back shoulder throw right here on the near pylon. They go for 2. Somehow they get the extra point to be converted. Jared Wilson making plays all over the place tonight, and Hiram Bourne's got a 2-point conversion, and here we are, 18-15. This is a slugfest right now. It's a heavyweight bout versus that aerial show that we thought we might see with a 40-40 score.
Yeah, bend don't break defense on both sides here for Red Mountain and Perry. It should be a great second half, and we're going to get this thing going right now.
Back deep will be Jordan Young. They kick it to Jordan Young from his own 1-yard line. Angles to the 15, to the 20, with space to the 30, and he's clipped up there. Whoa, what a special teams tackle. Gannon Lyles with an outstanding open field special teams tackle. And JP, it might be early, but that might have been a touchdown saving tackle. Whoa, my.
That was definitely a touchdown saving tackle there. About shoestring. Barely got a shoestring on that one, but nonetheless, he was able to bring him down and stop that near dangerous return there for Perry. So that's going to set him up at their own 33 to open this second half.
That was absolutely big. Perry averaging 32.5 points a game. That's 11th in the 6A conference. A year ago, they had one of the top offenses in the business, as they did when Brock Purdy led the charge. He was a 5,000-yard performer, was Brock Purdy his senior year. Passing yards for Perry just a season ago, second only to Chandler and Jacob Conover. Out of the pistol, it's Purdy. They're going to run the block to begin this second half, and running right off tackle is their tailback, and he's just going to gash off 9 yards as we begin this second half. And carrying the rock was 36, Jonathan Day, and Day with a nice power run at 9 yards right there to begin the second half.
Yeah, that was a great run that time for Day, but he paid the price there at the very end because number 48, Major Kelly, came up and laid a lick on him right as he got the first down.
First tackle of the night for 88, Trey the Truth Smith. 9-yard carry. There goes Jordan Young in motion, and there is a penalty marker thrown on the field. Mike Lang, the referee, to make the call. Procedure penalty assessed to the Perry Pumas. So it's a 3-point ball game here. One score to pass along, a partial score around the valley out at North Scottsdale. It was Pinnacle 28, Horizon 20. Desert Valley Region contest. If you think about that Scottsdale rivalry, that North Scottsdale rival, Pinnacle has beaten Horizon 12 consecutive times. Unbelievable. Wow. Purdy on a play fake, throws, ball's complete to the tight end again. 81 the target. He's a big time target. That's Brock Lane, 6'5", big, and that's his 4th catch of the night, and he's going to be marked. Nope, they're going to give him the first down. Boy, I tell you what, James, I didn't think he had the spot right there, but they gave him the spot, and they'll move the sticks. Another first down completion, Chubba Purdy to Brock Lane.
They definitely gave him the spot on that one because I don't think he made it to the 43, but nonetheless, first down for Perry. Nice stop there from number 15, Ethan Peterson for Red Mountain.
Purdy from his own 43. They run it again to May up front, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Great defense on the left side of the line for Red Mountain. Trey Smith all over that play, back-to-back plays for the Truth. 2 tackles for him. Coming into tonight, he led the 6A conference with 4.5 sacks, as Red Mountain had 10.5 sacks to lead the 6A. So just a gain of 1 that time for Jonathan Day. Purdy out of the pistol. 2 wide receivers to the wide side here. Here comes a blitz by Red Mountain. Purdy back to throw from the pocket, going down the field, and he's got a wide open target. Caught at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. 80 on the reception. Cade Berger. 56-yard pass. Chubba Purdy to Cade Berger. And just like that, Perry's moved out in front, 24-15, extra point pending.
Little play fake that time for Chubba Purdy. Sucks up those linebackers, and all of a sudden, number 80 was out the gate. Berger for the Perry Pumas, and there was no one home on defense for Red Mountain. He strolled into the end zone.
You talk about wide open. You don't want to embellish things, but there wasn't anybody within 10 yards from Cade Berger. Credit the offensive line. Hunter Scott Ezekiel Lockhart, Andrew Mason, among others, they gave him the protection up front for him to make that play. And you talk about dropping a dime, Chubba Purdy, a little breadbasket deal. Ooh, pretty pass.
He's got great touch. He can fire a laser in there where he needs to in tight coverage, but he can also put the touch on it and float it in there. And that's exactly what he did that time to Cade Berger.
Third touchdown pass of the night for Chubba Purdy. And, well, Chris Andriotis mentioned at halftime that Red Mountain would like to run the football here in the second half. And that might be one way to keep 12 off the field.
Yeah, they're going to have to get something going here. They're going to have to respond right now. Perry came out real quick, got some points on the board, extended their lead to 10 now. So Red Mountain's got to have a nice return here if they're able to on special teams, and then have a nice long sustained drive here to open this second half and maybe wear down this Perry defense a little bit.
Chubba staying hot, 500 total yards last week, 5 touchdowns against Mountain View. Last year alone, Chubba Purdy passed for 3,422 yards, 36 touchdowns, just 10 picks. He was a 64% passer. Completing passes at a 64% clip is really, that's pretty good.
That's consistent.
I mean, that's really good.
That's really good. That's college Division I level good, and that's exactly why he's going to go be a Cardinal out there at Louisville.
And all the beats that you read about Chubba Purdy, they got a 4-star recruit, and they believe that they got a program-changing quarterback coming onto the campus of Louisville. And, of course, that system, Lamar Jackson won a Heisman Trophy in just a couple of years back. So you think about what Chubba Purdy could do in that system. We see what he does here on the high school circuit. Simply amazing. What will he do with other players just like him around him at the next level? That could be fun.
Well, a next level supporting cast with a guy like that, can move his feet, can throw the football. He's tough as nails. He can take a shot. He can deliver a shot when he needs to. And I got to tell you, it's really exciting to be able to watch some of these guys over the past couple of years go to the next level, be able to follow them like a Brock Purdy, and now Chubba going up and doing his thing at Louisville next year. It's going to be really exciting to watch.
How about Spencer Rattler to Oklahoma?
Spence, yeah.
High snap for Bourne, puts it into the gut of his tailback, Ty McElroy. Ty McElroy starts right, cuts it back inside, runs right down the middle of the field, and he'll just carve out about 5 yards for himself. If there was any doubt on whether Ty McElroy has surpassed 1,000 yards in his rushing career, he definitely surpassed that on that particular run right there.
T-Mac 5'10", 190. He used all 190 on that one. Stopped by number 7 that time for Perry, Luke Roche, the senior defensive back, 185 pounds, going up against the 190-pound Ty McElroy, and I think T-Mac got the best of that one.
I like that collision, Mayberry against McElroy. They do it again for T-Mac. And Ty McElroy tried to get to that second level there. Just couldn't quite escape the defensive prowess there of Jackson Ford. Jackson Ford, 6 tackles last week. He's a Premier Region honorable mention player. 19 tackles, 2 behind the line of scrimmage at a sack a season ago. And Ty McElroy couldn't quite get loose there. But I like the idea of trying to run the football. You've got to keep Purdy at bay one way or the other. And if you can run the ball and control the clock just a little bit, I think you're helping yourself out.
Yeah, you want to try to keep those defenders in the box there as well. If you're Hiram Bourne, maybe have them crowd the line of scrimmage. They're going to a little power football now.
Little jumbo package. Bourne, the turnaround to give the T-Mac. Bounce it outside. It's got the first down, and he'll take on all comers just as he passes the line to gain. Powerful run by Ty McElroy. Out there on the edge for Perry. That was Luke Roche. And also there contributing defensively was Cade Lacey. Lacey had 4 tackles last week. He's 5'10", 180, just a sophomore for Preston Jones. But Red Mountain will move the chains here. They'll be set up with a 1st and 10 just inside midfield.
Those Perry defenders will be well aware the next time they see number 23 coming around the corner for Red Mountain. He was laying the lick.
Rivera locked up on the near side. They roll to the far side, and Bourne's going to throw. Far side of the field, the ball's caught by Jared Wilson around the 30-yard line. Excellent route by Jay Willie, and what a pass there by Hiram Bourne. He threw a dart across the field in perfect timing, and Jay Willie makes the catch and then steps out of bounds.
Yeah, defender had pretty good position that time too, but not enough good position that time for Perry because Hiram Bourne able to put that football right on target there on the far side to Jay Willie for the Red Mountain first down.
Jay Willie with his third reception here tonight. 21-yard pass play. Hiram Bourne to Jared Wilson. Now you have two wide receivers stacked up inside the 30-yard line. Two backs for Bourne. Looking toward the middle of the field, the ball is batted down. He wanted Rivera on a post, and doing a nice job to defend the play was the cornerback for the Perry Pumas. That time it was Braden Jungadal. Check that. We'll go with Shane McKinley. When you have over 150 players on your roster, it's a 4-page printout. Had to double check that. They got double numbers all over the place. So Shane McKinley there, 6'1", 175. That's quite a battle on Rivera there. He had great position and excellent handwork.
Yeah, that was a great matchup that time. Great position, and he was able to bat that one down out of the air. Excellent play there on defense.
2nd and 10 for the 30-yard line. Bourne back to throw. Quick play fake under a heavy rush. He escapes the pressure. Rolls to the near side. He's going to tuck it and run. 30. Turn the corner. 25. 20. Out of bounds. Penalty marker comes in. A Jorian was there late. Rivera was on the near sideline. And let's see what this penalty is all about. The referee, Mike Lang, there discussing it with the linesman. But Hiram Bourne, again, showing you his ability to scramble and extend plays with his legs. Let's see if they popped him late, James.
Yeah, Hiram Bourne, a very heady play there. Illegal use of the hands, unfortunately, is the call there on Red Mountain. But Hiram Bourne, nice job there. He could have tried to force that one down the football field. Maybe might have thrown an interception, but a nice job keeping that one and picking up yardage there. But an unfortunate penalty for the Mountain Lions.
Tough break there. So the Mountain Lions go in the other direction here. It'll be interesting to see how they continue to call plays here to try to create balance to keep Chubba Purdy over there on the sidelines. 25-15, 10-point ball game here as Jackson Beecher finds his spot. Daniel Butler has checked in. Trips to the near side. Gage Skidmore is over there at one spot at wide receiver. And now Deontay Elliott is in the slot. They can go one-on-one up top to Deontay if they want to go that route. He's got no safety help. Bourne back to throw. He's going to try to get, Elliott was open. Now Bourne's going to scramble to the 15-yard line, and he's going to be dropped there. Hiram Bourne had a wide-open Deontay Elliott, and he just missed. But Deontay with a tremendous amount of speed, and Hiram Bourne taking yet another shot on that particular play. Ramses Rivera gets his hat back on and will hustle onto the field.
Yeah, looking at Ramses here on the sideline a minute ago, looks like he was kind of overheating a little bit, getting a little cold water treatment there from one of his teammates. But a wide open Deontay Elliott, that could have been a great play there for Red Mountain, but Hiram Bourne had that clock going off in his head, and he had to get out of that pocket.
Even 7 minutes to go in this third quarter, 25-15, Perry has the lead. There goes Elliott in motion. Empty set now for Bourne. Here come the Pumas. And Bourne is going to be nearly sacked, but he gets rid of the football to the near side, and making the catch was Georgia Ramirez. Wow. Slow to get up as Hiram Bourne as he took another pop. They're just teeing off on Hiram Bourne here tonight. You talk about intestinal fortitude and second and third efforts. Your quarterback, I don't know how he's able to get rid of that football. He was almost in the grasp, James, and got rid of the football, and then Georgie out of nowhere makes a play and then gets the first down.
Yeah, Hiram Bourne had 2 or 3 guys teeing off on him there at the end, and somehow able to get that ball to Georgia Ramirez for the completion. Boy, as you say oftentimes, he's one tough hombre.
One particular individual right there. That was a 6-yard play when it's all said and done. Now we go to Cardinal just to give Bourne a break. This is Georgia Ramirez. He's going to keep it. They're going to stuff him at the line of scrimmage. He bounces out. And then Georgie gets clipped by Andre Mayberry. Mayberry, an excellent play. A tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Georgie got popped. They stood him up initially. He bounced out, and then Mayberry came in and just cleaned up the play. And that is outstanding defensive play by Andre Mayberry.
Mayberry closing in, doing a nice job there for Perry. But how about that from Georgie Ramirez? Squirting out of that traffic like that, doing a great job with his hands staying free, keeping himself upright, and always going forward. A nice job there for Georgia Ramirez on the edge there for the Red Mountain Lions.
So Bourne back on. It's 2nd and 15 from the Perry Puma 23-yard line. Jay Willie's in the slot. They got Rivera to the near side. They're going to go to Rivera again to the end zone. The ball is overthrown. And Rivera's looking for a penalty marker. And that time, that was good coverage. It was a pretty well-thrown pass, just a little bit too tall for Ramses. But I like the attack going in the end zone.
Yeah, you think if that ball was just a little bit more catchable, it might have drawn the penalty flag there, but a little bit too much air underneath that one. Nice coverage as well there for Perry.
Providing that coverage was Kobe Rome. So I think they can go to that again if they'd like to. 3 wide receivers to the wide side. Deontay Elliott to the right of Hiram Boren. Boren back to throw. Looking left, going for the middle of the field. He's got a man. The ball is incomplete. It looked like Jared Wilson was the target. He got rocked. And there's a penalty marker thrown on the play. Let's wait and see. It looks like it's Jared Wilson. He took quite the shot as he tried to bring the football in.
Wow, that was a full-grown man play right there for Jared Wilson. He sold out. He gave up his entire body for that play, and it looks like he might have drawn the penalty flag, and they're going to get the first down here. But what an effort there for Jared Wilson. I'm
not sure what the penalty would be. Targeting, maybe using the crown of your helmet. He took a shot, but one thing that we've seen from Jared Wilson is his toughness, no doubt about it, but the ball's going the other way, so this would be an interesting, maybe they go back to the original line of scrimmage before they walk this one off. If the Red Mountain Mountain Lions continue to play with Lady Luck on their side, they're going to get a first down out of this.
Shot to the head there is the call. A little late, but if you're Red Mountain, you'll take it. That's going to set up shop now at the 12.
Just keep an eye on this here. They're going to monitor Jay Willie. Looks like he's getting some medical attention here on the bench. But now you also have Nathan Svoboda warming up on the sideline with Daniels. So we'll keep an eye on Hiram Bourne as well. Bourne's on the field right now. Find it to be interesting that those guys are loosening up.
Jared Wilson's got a cut on the right side of his head there, so the training staff is tending to him, getting that taken care of, getting him back on the football field here shortly.
3 wide receivers. Connor Gardner's checked in at wideout. The pass is caught by Elliott, and Elliott is going to make the reception on the 10, skirt up the sideline. They're going to wrestle him up and throw him out of bounds. So Elliott needs more touches here. He is an explosive playmaker for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. Skidmore back on. Also coming in is Nathan Lees and 88 Trey the Truth Smith. So a jumbo package coming up. So the yardage is good for a first down. Bourne to Deontay Elliott. First and goal to go on the Puma 7-yard line. Trailing by 10, 5-10 to go in this ball game.
Yeah, we keep waiting for Deontay Elliott to maybe break one loose there. It's coming.
How about a student body left right here? Look at all that space to the left side.
He'll get out there quick, too.
Before it happens, Bourne under center. There goes Lees in motion. The student body right to Elliott to the 10, and he's going to be bottled up and grabbed by the ankle by Ajorian. Big time play there by Alex Ajorian. Ajorian, 6'1", 245-pound defensive lineman there, and he read that play perfectly. And it's not easy to wrap up 5 with just one man, and he did so as he grabbed that ankle and got him down to the ground. Great open field tackle by Ajorian.
Well, if you're Ajorian, it's not easy to split those double teams that he keeps getting as well in there in the interior line, but he's done a great job of that here tonight and did it once again there to split that double team and make the tackle for the Pumas.
That's quite a battle. Jake Griffin and Ajorian on that right side. Connor Gardner's checked in. He's in one slot position. Bourne to the end zone. It's caught at the 5-yard line inside the 5 by Ramses Rivera. He's brought down immediately. Making the play defensively for Perry is Kobe Rome. And now we'll bring up a 3rd and goal situation as Rivera hobbles off here.
Cramping.
Could very well be. Mendengal with some instruction for his talented wide receiver already with 2 touchdowns here tonight. Both of them from Hiram Bourne. Ball spotted on the 3-yard line. Huge play here. Deontay Elliott is the deep back of the jumbo package. Lees is up there. Bourne will take the snap, honor center. From the right hash. Bourne with the snap that gave us to Elliott. He starts right, and he's going to just drive his legs and dive right into the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown, Mountain Lions. Deontay Elliott with his 3rd touchdown in the last 2 weeks. He scores from 3 yards out, running on that right side, and Connor Gardner is going to come onto the field for an extra point try here.
What a nice job. I'd like to see a lot more of that here in the second half from Red Mountain. Power football. They had the full house backfield on that time. Pick your poison. Who they're going to give it to. The defense couldn't tell, and before they could figure it out, Deontay Elliott was into the end zone for the touchdown.
So we have a new holder here as Jared Wilson continues to get medical treatment as they're working on a facial laceration. So the new holder for Red Mountain will be number 3. That's Drake Bourne. That's Hiram's little brother. You got Ben Bray out there with his brother, Max Bray. We call Max his little brother. He's 6'2". So now the extra point try will have to come back a few more yards. This will be a 25-yard point after try for Connor Gardner.
It's a family affair out here at Red Mountain, Kevin.
In many cases it is. You got the Butlers, and that kick is blocked. And Gardner was going to try to do his best Connor Gardner impersonation and house another one.
He had a lot of room here. He could have taken it to the house. That would have been his 2nd touchdown of the year for Connor Gardner.
But more importantly, Red Mountain gets a big touchdown. They pull then 25-21, and with 3:37 to go on this one, we've got a dandy.
Boy, it's going to come down to the wire here, Kevin. We're heading towards that critical 4th quarter, 4-point ball game. 2 very evenly matched teams here, and it's going to come down to miscues. And who can take advantage of the other one's miscues?
So Deontay Elliott scores his 3rd rushing touchdown in the last 2 weeks. He's come on a little bit. So fast. Wearing number 5 tonight. He wore 2 last week. He's got his number 5 back. So Gardner out. He'll set the ball up on the tee at the 40-yard line.
Still working on Jared Wilson here on the near side. It doesn't seem like they can get that thing closed up. Hopefully they just did.
Bryce Holdridge, Jordan Young back deep. I'd be kicking the ball away from Jordan Young. They kick it to Young, picks it up about the 2. Angles of the 10, 15, 20. With speed outside 25, 30, 40. Outside, 50, down the sideline, and it's Connor Gardner with his 2nd tackle in as many weeks. His 3rd career tackle on special teams for Connor Gardner as Jordan Young takes one unofficially about 65 yards, and Perry will have another short field here with a 4-point lead.
As you mentioned, I would not kick it to Young, and right away they kick it to Young, and what does he do? Bring it back 60, and if it wasn't for Connor Gardner, that was 6 points, Kev. My goodness.
Connor Gardner had a big special teams tackle last week. He's done it again this week. And Connor Gardner, as a football player, as I mentioned earlier this week on social media, but how about it for Gardy now? You bring out Chubba Purdy with another short field and a 4-point lead here with 3:25 to go. You only have so many chances in a ball game. The Red Mountains defense going to have to step up big here. Purdy back to throw, rolls to the near side. Over the emblazoned logo, throws the backside, and the ball is caught on the 30-yard line. Make it the 20-yard line into double coverage. But what a throw by Chubba Purdy. There's not a throw that he cannot make. What a pocket presence. He gets out in his space, and he just lofts that ball down there. He throws the ball with great touch, no question.
How about the stones on that one for Chubba Purdy to deliver that football, even to try to make that throw into double coverage. Wow, what a play.
How many yards? Holdridge on the reception, 22-yard gain. And they run the rock. Starting right and then cutting it left was the tailback that time, Jonathan Day.
Jonathan Day meet Georgie Ramirez. They head-on collision right there on that one, Kevin. A big thump there in the middle of the football field.
That's the kind of thump that you need for a little ball separation. Georgie with a big hat-on-a-hat play right there. Gain of 6 for May. Flank to the right now of Chubba Purdy is Nathaniel Miles. So Miles to the right 4 wide receivers. They have Brock Lane down to the near side. Purdy to the air again, over the middle, the ball's caught, and scoring a touchdown. Looked like it was Jordan Young. Jordan Young on the reception. That's his 3rd reception of the night. This one goes for 12 yards and a touchdown. Another touchdown pass for Chubba Purdy. And on for the point after try. Good snap and a good hold that time. And the kick is good. Great hold there by Carson Dillon. And with 2:20 to go in this 3rd quarter, our score, Perry 32, Red Mountain 21. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network.
We hope you will find to join our Performing Arts Department as the band will host its first concert on September 26th. Choir opens its performing season on October 3rd, and the orchestra will have its first concert of the year on October 15th.
Chubba Purdy had a hand in 5 touchdowns last week. He's got 4 touchdown passes here tonight. It's 32-21. Offensively speaking, Perry is just loaded. They reload their weapons. Their tight ends are making huge plays. Their creativity offensively, when you have a quarterback that can roll out with that kind of speed and the precision accuracy, but then you throw the football towards the other side of the field, not everybody can do that. In fact, not many National Football League quarterbacks do that. This kid, Chubba Purdy, is in that special category. He makes every single throw.
He does. He's a special player, and not only the athleticism for Chubba Purdy, but
so there's Butler. As Butler caught it on his own 10, backpedaling and brings it out to the 15, the 20, 25. And he's going to be brought down near the 30-yard line. Daniel Butler with his best return of the night. And here comes Hiram Bourne trailing 32-21.
Yeah, Red Mountain's got to get something going offensively here, get back in this football game. Plenty of time left to do so, but it starts right now with a long, sustained drive. And once again, they want to try to wear out this Perry defense. You talk about Chubba Purdy. It's not only the athleticism, but the quick decision-making, the heady football play as well, the football IQ. We talk about all that kind of stuff here, and Chubba Purdy's got it all.
He really does. Going to work from his own 28 is Hiram Bourne, and he'll hand the ball off to Deontay Elliott, and Elliott makes that first guy miss and just picks him up and puts him down right up the middle of the field with great speed. And if you give him any kind of lane or any space at all, he's going to beat you.
Yeah, he's very shifty in the open field, and if he gets loose, he could be off to the races. I'd like to see him go back to Deontay Elliott again here and keep giving him the rock.
Dwight Murray with the tackle. Gain of 9 for Deontay Elliott. 2nd and 1 from the Mountain Lion 37-yard line. On a play fake for Bourne. Trying to throw the middle field. It's caught by Chase Wilson at the 50. Taking inside the 45-yard line, and he's going to be cut down at the 44-yard line. Nice to see Jared Wilson back on the field. He took a shot to the head in the end zone, got cut up. They have cleaned him up. Now he's back out there making plays again. His 4th catch of the night. And once again, Jared Wilson's big playability has reemerged here on this Friday night.
Yeah, great to see him back on the field. They got that cut taken care of there on the sideline. An excellent job there for the Red Mountain training staff. And right away, Jerry Wilson back into the football game and contributing for Red Mountain.
Bourne to Wilson, gain at 20. 1st and 10 as the Mountain Lions move the sticks for the Perry Puma 42-yard line. 3 wide receivers for Bourne on a play fake. He dumps that pass out and is batted down at the line of scrimmage. Looked like the Pumas 22. Evan Sketch is out there. Sketch 6'6", 205, a senior. Boy, what size, 6'6". Bourne trying to throw it over him, and not so easy.
Not easy at all. 6'6" with that extension of the arms up high. That's got to be 8.5, maybe 9 foot to throw over the top of there, and not an easy task. Great defensive pressure there put on that time by the Perry Pumas.
So Bourne out on the field. Next to him is Ty McElroy. It's a full wide receiver package for Hiram Bourne here on a 2nd and 10. They run it to T-Mac to the 40. Continues to fight forward, and he's going to be stopped short right on the 40-yard line.
Let's face it, Kevin, there's not a whole lot of answer right now if you're Perry for this Red Mountain running attack when they're giving the ball off to Ty McElroy and getting Deontay Elliott out in space. They're very productive right now.
Their 4-2-5 front has been stout tonight. Ajorian's been a playmaker. Jakias Mayberry made that play. And now it's 3rd and 6 as quarter number 3 comes to a close. 3rd and 6 from the 41-yard line. Bourne out of the gun, fires, and it's incomplete. He had Ramses Rivera wide open on a little slant, and the only thing that was left in front of Ramses Rivera were hash marks and yard lines. He had a chance to score on that one. Tough break for Red Mountain. They got to shake it off right here, right now, because it's 4th and 6 possession play. And the game is potentially on the line right here for this Red Mountain offense.
They got to make a play right now. 21 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. They're trailing by 11 points. Ramses Rivera unfortunately tried to run with that one before he caught it on that last play.
He's got one-on-one coverage to the near side. He's going to go that way again. Bourne for the home run ball, looking for Rivera, and it's incomplete, but there's all kinds of coverage there. I believe Rivera's going to draw a pass interference penalty. I like the idea to stay aggressive and attack by this offensive unit, but I believe that the cornerback, Kobe Rome, got way too much of the body of Ramses Rivera. In fact, you talk about draping a player, he was all over him, draped.
Yeah, he had him hooked. He had his arm around him that time, and the biggest key was he did not turn his head and play the football. That's what drew the penalty.
So Red Mountain will catch a break here, down by 9 points, 21 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Perry, the Pumas, and all the success that they've had over the years, they are a dominant program.
How about Red Mountain refusing to go away here, Kevin?
They won't die. Bourne will keep it himself. 25. Cut back inside, and they're going to grab him and bring him down to the ground. That more than likely will be the final play of this 3rd quarter, as Bourne couldn't get to the edge with any kind of help.
Little cat and mouse game there on the edge that time between him and Jackson Beecher. Jackson Beecher once again doing a great job blocking down the football field, and Hiram Bourne tried to read his block, and Jackson Beecher came off the block just a little bit too early there, but a nice job there on the edge. Great team football for Red Mountain.
Perry and Red Mountain have played 36 minutes of football. Our score is 32-21 Pumas. 4th and final quarter coming up next. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Mountain Line Football Broadcast Network.
Thursday, September 12th, followed by the annual tailgate party. Our Mountain Lions will host Dobson on Friday the 13th, and the annual homecoming dance is on Saturday the 14th. Mountain Lions will dedicate their game on October 18th to celebrating breast cancer survivors, remembering those who have lost their battle, and raising money to fight back against this horrible disease with their annual Pink Out game. And then on November 1st, Red Mountain will celebrate senior night, their final regular season home game.
I don't want to spit on the ground. Wait. I mean, it's empty. Oh, I see it. Hey, it's not my fault my nose is bleeding. Dude, I'm going to spit it on down your throat. When we're this far out, you can just focus on the guy just throwing the ball. If there's a left camera, so they're probably just using it.
Fourth quarter time, Red Mountain has it. 2nd down and 6 from the Perry 21.
Huge play upcoming for Red Mountain to begin this 4th quarter. 2nd and 6 from the Puma 21-yard line. Bourne back to throw. He's got time. He throws on the run, and the ball is going to be caught by Wilson out on the 16-yard line, and he's dropped immediately. So Bourne throwing the football effectively on the run here. Found his favorite target tonight. That's Jared Wilson, his 5th catch of the evening. He's approaching the century mark in yardage. And you can see some more changes upcoming for the Mountain Lions on the field right now. Tyler Brown, the sophomore right guard, been playing and sharing time with Carson Foster on that right side. So Brown has checked in on the spot of the football. Red Mountain just short of the line to gain. 3rd and 1 from the 17-yard line. Again, a full house package here for Hiram Boren. The turn, the give to Elliott. Elliott's got the first down, and he'll get to that second level and then be tackled right there. But a powerful run straight ahead by Deontay Elliott. Nice job there by Jake Griffin and the said before Tyler Brown.
I'm going to go up the ladder so I can tell the offensive coordinator to keep giving that football to Deontay Elliott.
They give it to Deontay again. He's going to bounce to the outside. 10-5. House call. Touchdown. Deontay Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the night and his 4th touchdown in the last 2 weeks. And Red Mountain, once again, is back in this football game, trailing 32-27. Extra point upcoming.
Right back in it. Deontay Elliott once again gets the call and makes it happen for Red Mountain. Excellent protection up front. He's able to get out to the edge very quickly. He's a shifty back. He's got great speed, great acceleration. They got to keep giving him that football. He's getting them back in this football game.
For Deontay, his 2nd touchdown of the night, and it's almost too easy for him at certain times. He saw all the congestion at the middle of the field and just said, I'll bounce this, and he just housed it. Crossed the goal line, set the ball down, and just went back to the sidelines. Act like you've been there before, something like that. We talked about Barry Sanders before and Jerry Rice and those kinds of players. Larry Fitzgerald is in that category. You score over 100 touchdowns in your career and you don't spike the football, you just hand it to the official. There's something about that that's great sportsmanship, but that's classy. And when you get paid that amount of money and you score touchdowns like that routinely, you just kind of act like you've been there before, and those guys are professionals, and they're all going to be Hall of Famers.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to act like you've been there before. You've been there a number of times even, and it's just another day at the office.
How good is Perry? Perry is 74-46 in the last decade. The Pumas have 3 double-digit win seasons in the last 15 years, all of them in the last 3 years. For the only coach in the Puma history is this man here, Preston Jones, 2-time state runner-up. And oddly about Preston Jones, his father, Jim, is the only head coach to ever win jewelry here at Red Mountain back in 2000, 2001. So it's a Jones family affair here tonight, no question about it.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses. A shout out as well to Mr. Greg Jones out there in the listening audience tonight. Hope you're enjoying the game tonight, pal.
Trying to go for 2. It's Georgie Ramirez in that Cardinal packet. Takes the snap at the 5, and Georgie coasts in just inside the pylon. Good for the 2-point conversion. And once again, Red Mountain is within 3 points here. It's now 32-29. And anytime you have a chance to get within 3 and you have Connor Gardner on your football team, you got to like your chances on where you stack up in the game.
If you're Coach Mike Peterson right now, you have to be very excited about where your football team is at in this ball game. Plenty of time left here in the 4th quarter. This is the defending runner-up in the 6A conference, Stephen. We talked about twice in the last 2 years they've been in the championship game, and Red Mountain right there with them. A number of times they could have hung their head and said, you know what, this Perry team's really good, and I don't know if we can take care of business tonight, but Red Mountain refuses to go away here.
Little trivia for you here, JP. How many times has Preston Jones and the Perry Pumas defeated Sean Aguano and the Chandler Wolves?
0.
They are 0-8. But you know where you need to be. And one thing about Perry, when you play in the Premier Region with Basha and Brophy and Chandler, that's a region that's going to get you prepared to play anybody in the state and maybe anybody in the Southwest. Advantage Perry when you talk about the Premier Region against the East Valley region. That's just the nature of the landscape.
And that's an additional credit to Red Mountain for hanging there with them, and they're right there in this football game.
Gardner drills another low line drive kick that Jordan Young cannot handle, and that ball goes right through the wickets of Young and through the end zone. So Connor Gardner pumped up here. Gardner's mixed in with a tackle here.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Kevin. Connor Gardner not only contributing on special teams, but he's able to stick his nose in on a couple tackles tonight, and a touchdown saving tackle there during the third quarter.
First and 10 from his own 20-yard line is Chubba Purdy. 4 touchdown passes for him tonight. Entry is the top passer in the 6A conference. He continues to soar. Now Purdy wants to run it, and Purdy runs to the hash marks on the far side and bounces out to the numbers for Chubba Purdy.
Major Kelly on the stop there for Red Mountain, along with Trey Smith doing a nice job running that down from the backside, running down the line of scrimmage there for the defensive line of Red Mountain.
Nice job by the linebacker, Major Kelly. Kelly playing that will backer spot. I mentioned 11 tackles last week, 18 in 2 games. Purdy will put it in the hands of his tailback, and there he goes, 40. And brought down near the 50-yard line. That was 31. That is Ekena Nwankwo, a tailback, 5'9", 195. Big hole on that left side there, and he did a nice job of running and breaking some tackles, getting extra yardage on the mountain line defense.
Yeah, that was a nice hard run there for the Perry Pumas, but credit on the Red Mountain defensive side to number 6, stepping up, Nas Bryant, holding on for dear life and making the stop.
That was a 21-yard gain, and Nwankwo gets ripped in the backfield by Jacob Griffin. Big Jake there making a tackle for a loss, and that is much needed. This defense needs to stiffen up on that right side, and that was a stout play there by Jake Griffin, his biggest play of the evening, no question about it. A tackle for loss, a 3-yard loss on the play for Chubba Purdy. And Nwankwo stays in the game.
An excellent open field stop that time for Jake Griffin.
2nd and 13, a quick strike to the outside, and there was nobody home that time. So the timing a little bit too fast for Chubba Purdy. He had 2 receivers in the area, and it looked like the ball split him. One of those targets was that big tight end over there, Brock Lane. He's had himself quite the ball game here tonight. And you talk about developing a red zone threat. Brock Lane has become that, no question.
Yeah, Brock Lane, a huge target out there for Chubba Purdy and the Perry Pumas. And now the stands begin to rumble here at Red Mountain High School. A huge 3rd down here for the Mountain Lions.
3rd and 13 for the Perry Pumas. Possession play as Preston Jones gets the signs into his quarterback, Chubba Purdy. A right-handed quarterback back to throw. Throws deep again down the far sideline. The ball's incomplete. Penalty marker towards the center of the field on the 47-yard line. That was just a dropped pass by Perry. You don't see that happen very often. But let's see if Red Mountain can cash in on this break. And we await referee Mike Lang on this particular call. Holding against Red Mountain, that is devastating.
That is extremely devastating right there. Not a smart play there to hold that receiver and not let him get out on his route. I understand you're trying to stop the play from happening, but you can't cost your team here in this critical game. Close game, 3-point game, 9:06 remaining here in the 4th, and you can't give Perry any yards right now.
Boy, Xavier James dropped the football, and that flag came in from the back judge a long ways away. I mean, you're talking 30 yards away to make that play in the middle of the line of scrimmage on a 3rd down play. That's a tough call. 3rd and 2 now for the Mountain Line defense. Purdy takes the snap to the edge. He's got the 1st down, and he'll stay in bounds. And that's a heady play for your senior quarterback, Chubba Purdy, just getting exactly what he needed to move the sticks, and that'll quiet this crowd here momentarily.
Yeah, that was a designed quarterback run that time. You could tell as soon as Chubba Purdy got the snap, you knew exactly where he was going with the football. He headed towards the sideline, and a tough kid there, making a huge pickup for his football team.
I sure hope our guys say, hey, we saw the film and that was a bad infraction and that was a great call. But, man, I don't like the call. And they go once again right up the middle. This is Nathaniel Miles, and with a big hole off that left side, running on the hash marks into the secondary and nearly scoring that time was Nathaniel Miles.
Number 9, George Ramirez stepping up and making the stop there for Red Mountain. A critical touchdown-saving tackle once again there for Georgia Ramirez.
Gain of 23 yards, and Georgie saves the day, number 9, for the moment. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Purdy's going to keep it. Purdy looks like he wants to throw it. Now he just throws it out of bounds. Smart play there by Chubba Purdy. He is an agile young man, very athletic. We talked about the arm strength, and he can certainly run with the best of them. But at 6'3", 220 pounds, running like that, that's in the wow category.
Well, he had to be athletic on that one, Kevin, because number 88, Trey Smith, was bearing down on him, coming from the far side of the football field and running him out of the pocket, flushing him out of the play. And number 9, Georgia Ramirez in there as well, providing pressure.
So now there's a penalty assessed to the Perry Pumas. See, to me, that's just a little tit for tat on that. Just say, don't make the first call and let them play.
Don't make the first call, and you won't have to make the second makeup call.
Tough one. So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 15. So they're going to move the ball. We'll call it the 20-yard line. So ball's right at the red zone for Chubba Purdy. 4 wide receivers now for the quarterback. Looking left, and the pass is complete on the outside and then hit immediately. Defensively, it's Ethan Peterson's over there. And once again, that big target, they go to Brock Lane, and Brock Lane just runs these little stick patterns and these little hitches all evening long, and they've been able to go to him routinely with effectiveness.
But how about Ethan Peterson, 6'1", 170. You talk about Lane, the tight end for Perry. He is 6'5", 230. What a job there for Peterson, stepping up on that big target for Perry.
Doing an excellent job of that secondary. There's a run again up the middle. It's Miles, and he's going to be stood up after about a 2-yard gain, and then just bullied to the ground. Peterson's right there in that mix.
Strip and rip, baby. Rip that football out of there. Somebody rip that football out.
Ethan Peterson over there doing a nice job.
Third and 10 from the 15.
Big play here. Ooh-wee. Come on.
Skylar Edmonds getting it done all 10. This is a possession play here. If you're Red Mountain, you would like to keep the Pumas to just 3, if at all. 32-29, 7:08 to go. In the red zone, it's Chubba Purdy and the Perry Pumas. Back to throw, looking left, under pressure, scrambles. 10, dives to the 5, and he's tackled inside the 5-yard line, and here comes a late hit. Penalty marker came in late, and it'll be half the distance to the goal. So Chubba Purdy and the Perry Pumas will be set up here with a 1st and goal to go when this is all said and done. 6:53 to go. That's a tough play. And you talk about containment, trying to slow down Chubba Purdy. Way easier said than done.
Yes, indeed. A Red Mountain football player trying to come in there and make sure and clean that play up, but just a millisecond, maybe too late on that one, drawing the infraction and giving Perry a 1st down now. Time to rise up here, defense.
So the clock is stopped with 6:53 to go. It's 32-29. The ball will be spotted on the 2-yard line on the near hash. Chubba Purdy has 4 touchdown passes here tonight. Flank to his right is Jonathan Day. It's Purdy, and Purdy's going to go into the end zone untouched for a touchdown. 2 yards away for Chubba Purdy. His first rushing touchdown of the night, his 5th touchdown of the game for Chubba Purdy, and it's now 38-29, extra point pending.
Nice little inside trap that time for Perry. They block down on the backside. They pull someone. They kick it out, and right up the gut. Chubba Purdy goes in nearly untouched for 6 points.
Preston Chubba Purdy has had a hand in 10 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. 10 touchdowns for number 12.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
What a player. What a player, Kevin.
Tremendous. The point after try is good, and Perry finally gets one of those to go. 6:30 to go. Our score, Perry 39, Red Mountain 29. And JP with 6:30 left. You're going to need a quick strike offense, and then you're going to have your defense make a couple of plays for you. You're going to have to stop Perry at least one more time if you want to win this game.
Yeah, you've got to score, and you got to have a stop on defense. What you really need is a turnover. You need to force a turnover either on special teams or on defense. You had a couple chances on that last drive there, hoping that they could maybe pull that ball out of there, but Perry with a great ball security, and they are a very tough football team. If you're Red Mountain, you got to be pleased with still being in this one against this sort of football team here late in the fourth. Comparing
one year to the next, this Perry Puma offense, doesn't matter which Purdy's leading it, it's explosive. It's a juggernaut of an offense. In 2018, the Puma offense outscored the opposition 663 to 462. They scored 70-plus twice last year, 60-plus twice a year ago. The Pumas finished with 7,449 total yards last year. That's 532 a game. That's tops in the 6A conference. Just unbelievable. They know how to move the football. And the ball is fumbled, and this is not good for Red Mountain. It looks like a botched return, and I think the Pumas have recovered the rock.
Oh, man.
Perry
tough break.
Has the football. Justin Euler has recovered the rock. Euler, a junior linebacker on special teams, 215-pounder. And that's just a botched return. That's a turnover, and that is very difficult to overcome.
Yeah, we talked about a turnover a moment ago, and we were talking about maybe Red Mountain forcing the turnover against Perry, but the other way around that time, and boy, this Perry football team, very tough.
So that changes everything. Chubba Purdy will come back onto the field. He'll send out Brock Lane out to the 30. Shivers will defend him. It's a 10-point ball game with 6:23 to go. Red Mountain showing blitz. Purdy back to throw on the play fake. Throws over the middle field. Ball's picked up by Georgie Ramirez at the 20-yard line. Looking for blockers. Georgie still on his feet to the 40. Midfield looking for more blockers. 40 down the yard line. 30. And Chubba Purdy comes back and makes the tackle on Georgie Ramirez inside the red zone. And Red Mountain, with an interception of Chubba Purdy, are right back in this football game.
How about it? Number 9 superstar Georgie Ramirez spies, looks down, stares down Chubba Purdy, and eyes that football, picks it off in the middle of the field, and what a nice return there. But Chubba Purdy, how about that stop for Perry? Unbelievable. What a play. Red Mountain right back in this one. They got to score and score quick.
Unofficially, a 64-yard return by Georgie Ramirez. How about the hustle for Chubba Purdy to get back and stick Georgie Ramirez? That was a hustle play. 1st and 10 from the Puma 20-yard line. Mountain Lions half life. Bourne on a play fake. Throws over the middle of the field. There's nobody home. Penalty marker comes in for the back judge. It looked like Jared Wilson was held somewhere around the 5-yard line. And at this juncture of the game, neither coaching staff, really any of the fans involved, nobody likes any of the calls that are being made here right now. And they're all what appear to be tough calls, but in a very closely contested football game with two 6A powers, I guess you'd rather have closely contested football game than not.
Yeah, you would, and that one there could either have been a serious hold or maybe even a wrong route, but Red Mountain came up on the winning side of that one, and they continue to breathe life here with 6 minutes left.
Rivera sets up at the 10-yard line. Bourne on a play fake. Instead, he gives the ball to Ramirez. Ramirez bottle up to the 10, and now, check it, that is Deontay Elliott. I stand corrected. Deontay Elliott, near replica and a near repeat of the previous touchdown by Deontay. This time Deontay's slow to get up. I will say this about the Perry Pumas. They have played with a tremendous amount of physicality here tonight. They've kind of been bullying Red Mountain. I applaud and appreciate their toughness here. Perry's, they're tough.
They're very tough on offense and as well on defense. And whenever Red Mountain has made a play on offense, Perry's defense has made him pay for it.
Second and goal from the 7. Bourne back to throw. He's going to scamper. He's going to run it to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Hiram Boren. Another rushing touchdown for number 7. And Red Mountain is right back in this football game. How about the speed of Hiram Boren? A playmaker, number 7. Touchdown, Red Mountain.
Speed, elusiveness, getting to the edge quickly. That's all Hiram Boren does. And I tell you what, no one was going to step up on him there at the end zone with a full head of steam there for Hiram Boren.
That's the second rushing touchdown this season for Hiram Boren. Connor Gardner on for the point after try. Don't go away.
Oh, my goodness.
Good snap, good hold, and Connor Gardner drills the one-point conversion attempt. And with that one-point conversion attempt, I believe Connor Gardner has now surpassed 100 points in his career. Or that is point number 100 right there. How about it for the Super Junior Connor Gardner? It's now 39-36 with 5:12 to go.
Any kids that are listening to this broadcast tonight, first of all, we hope you're enjoying it. But second of all, don't let anyone ever tell you that you're too small to play the game of football. Because Connor Gardner gets it done not only with his leg on special teams, but he gets it done tackling and doing whatever he needs to do to get his football team over the hump. 5'8", 165, and he plays a whole lot bigger than that, Kevin.
Yes, he does, and well stated, JP. He is just a football player by trade. He's a tremendous young man on and off the field. Great set of parents, like all these student athletes. Just, it's a lot of fun to be a part of this mix. It's 39-36. Jebba Purdy has thrown an interception. Georgia Ramirez with a great play. And then a couple plays later, Hiram Boren houses one from 7 yards away, and it is a 39-36 ball game. We got a dandy, as we said about a quarter and a half ago.
Oh my goodness. Right now it's all about Coach Kyle Enders and his Red Mountain Lion defense. What will they do here? Can they get the stop and slow down this Perry offense, who, by the way, lost a number of receivers in the offseason, but you wouldn't know it.
They just reloaded. And now Connor Gardner will kick this one over Jordan Young's head, and this one goes into the end zone. Another touchback for Connor Gardner. I believe that is number 7 on the season. And it's 5:12 to go. This is a time where we need Tyler Ebel to make sure our defense is up and at him. A little
This
noise.
crowd needs to be on their feet right now.
A little
Get
noise.
up. Get up now. Right now, get up.
That is JP in the cheering squad here at Red Mountain High, and we got a couple of fans up. Jebba Purdy back onto the field. He has had a hand in 5 touchdowns tonight, and Red Mountain is hanging with these guys. They need to stop. They run it to Miles, and Miles is going to just keep moving that pile. Great work from the offensive line. That's a power run, 11 yards for Miles, and that's how you run the football. That's textbook offensive line play, and your running back just continues to just pick them up and put them down until they drop them.
Yeah, what a great push up front as well that time from the Perry offensive line, just moving the pile. And once again, the running back just keeps those legs churning, and what a great gain there for Perry.
It's been a great week. All week for the freshman and the junior varsity football programs here at Red Mountain High School. They're looking for clean sweep. This is Miles again running off that left side, and there's not a lot of real estate this time. The Mountain Lion defense stiffens up there. Getting up off the pile. It was Major Kelly in there.
Number 15, Ethan Peterson in there as well on the stop for Red Mountain, doing a nice job of shutting that one down there on the edge before Perry could get it to the outside.
The Jays won last night, and the freshman won behind Lennox Lawson with 5 touchdowns. Carter Crispin had 289 through the air for the Frosh and 4 touchdowns. But how about Lennox Lawson? Lance Lawson's little brother, 5 touchdowns for the Frosh in their win over Perry. The defense has to stiffen here. 39-36, 4:02 remaining from Red Mountain High School. Red Mountain trying to improve to 3-0 and get that signature win for this football program here in 2019.
This would be it, Kevin.
Purdy a long delay to get the play in. Out of the pistol, the turn, the give is the tailback Miles, and he's got the first down. Running right behind the center and right behind that right guard. Miles gets the first down, and Perry's going to move the chains, and with that, keep this clock rolling.
Yeah, we're going to have to start keeping an eye on that clock now. 3:38, they're going to wind it here as soon as they place that football. 1st and 10 now for Perry. Red Mountain's got to rise up. They don't want to let them get any more yards and keep them from going across midfield. Andrew
Mason and Ezekiel Lockhart have been really solid up front for Chubba Purdy's offensive line tonight. 3:18 to go. 3-point ball game. It's 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line.
Boy, you'd love a turnover right here if you're Coach Kyle Enders. And now we have another penalty flag.
This will be a delay of game.
Up, timeout.
I believe, unless somebody got the TO in before that. Coughlin Cooley prepares to come back on the field here. It's been a very well-played game. There's been a few penalties here and there that have been questionable, but now they're going to pick up the penalty here. So the indication would be that Preston Jones got the request for a timeout before. In years past, the 40-second play clock has been displayed on the field. But for whatever reason this season, JP, we have not seen the 40-second clock on the field.
Yeah, they've gone to that 40-second play clock again this year from the 25 before, giving those guys just a little bit more time, but I believe they're kind of spotting it and winding it just a little bit quicker than before as well. So
this weekend, and in fact, the NFL began its campaign last night, the 100th year in the National Football League. Green Bay and Chicago last night.
That was a tussle.
Boy, I sure would like to see some guys play some preseason games to make those more entertaining on Thursday night. But, yeah, interesting game. But the Bears got a good defense. Both defenses played outstanding last night. But you've got the Cardinals taking on the Detroit Lions as they unveil Kyler Murray for real this time. So the #1 pick of the National Football League, Kyler Murray.
And the Broncos will get to see your old buddy A.B. on Monday night. I mean, today he's playing. Yesterday he wasn't playing. It might be something different tomorrow. We'll see.
Just kick that guy out of the league. And I like A.B., but I'm not going to apologize for him anymore. So Coach Enders a little hot on the sideline here. 3:09 and clock is stopped. Will they snap this football? Red Mountain showing blitz right here. They run it to Miles. Miles is going to get tackled for a loss. Daniel Butler was over there. I think Jacob Griffin also in on that play. Nice job there by Red Mountain to string that out. And they need a little bit more of that here. And they're going to have to be conservative here with their timeouts. It's all about the time on the Longines scoreboard now. 3:01 to go.
Well, once again, Perry's going to look to run the football. They want to try to run the clock out here with a 3-point lead. 3 minutes and 1 second remaining here in the fourth quarter. And if you're Red Mountain, you want to continue to stop the run, but you got to make sure that they don't try to take a pass and a little play action maybe and try to go over the top if someone is single covered on the outside.
Absolutely. You've got to respect everybody on the field. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors, Red Mountain Devils. Our Red Mountain Devils, their head coach is our freshman head coach, Leo Aviles. Think about this. For Leo Aviles, 5 state championships, and they only lost 1 game in a 4-year stretch for the Red Mountain Devils. And we'd like to thank Akoya Senior Living for all their proud givings of Red Mountain football. The sponsorship of One Stop Nutrition on Power and McDowell, Brenner Construction, Chuck's Fine Meats, Butler Amusement, and Los Angeles Pavilions, proud sponsors of Red Mountain football. Thank you. Big play here, 2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Clock stopped at 3:01. 3 wide receivers for Purdy. Direct snap. He's going to run the football. Purdy to the outside and nowhere to go at all. They stack him up after a 1-yard gain. Trey Smith over there to stuff up that hole and tackle Chubba Purdy. So now upcoming is the ball game here as Red Mountain will take the timeout. I believe that's Red Mountain's 2nd timeout.
Did they call a timeout on a 2-point conversion earlier?
So with this stop of the action, 2:53 to go. Red Mountain will be here at home next Friday night to take on the Dobson Mustangs. For Perry, they will play Sanderdale Connor at home next week. And then they'll visit Cesar Chavez. The Pumas put up 51 on Mountain View last week. It was 41-14 at halftime for the Perry Pumas. They are explosive as they get.
A juggernaut offense, as they say, Kevin. And then, like I said, they've lost a few guys, but you would never know it.
They lost Colby Dickey and Kyle Patterson, 2 great targets. Jalen Young had an 80-yard touchdown run against this Red Mountain defense last year. He has graduated. And this is where the Mountain Lions need their fan base right here. 39-36, 2:53 to
I'll
go
get 'em up.
in this ball game. 3rd and 10 upcoming for Chubba Purdy. Empty set for him. Mountain Lions showing blitz. Ramirez in the slot will defend number 80, Cade Berger. Lining up to the near side.
That back judge is going to start counting here in a second.
Purdy back to throw, looking for the far sideline. The ball's incomplete. There was nobody home on the far sideline, and that should bring up a punting situation here. There are no penalty markers on the play. So that'll bring up a punt situation for the Perry Pumas. Kyler McCarthy
First punt of the game.
is on to punt for Perry. They don't punt very often.
I don't think they punted yet.
McCarthy had to get dressed there in the last minute or 2.
In 14 games in 2017, the Perry Pumas punted only 16 times. That's 1.14 a contest, and that one nearly got blocked as McCarthy puts that one up in the air.
Let it go, quick.
And the Mountain Lions are going to have the football at the 27-yard line, trailing by 3 points with 2:40 to go. And this is what it's come down to, James Poovey.
Wow, here we go, Kevin. Exactly what we expected. 2 ranked teams, a battle of really strong football teams, offensively and defensively, and special teams as well. And it's come down 3 points, and just about 2.5 minutes left. It's going to be a good one.
Woo! These 2 teams are playing for just the 2nd time in as many years. Perry won it last year. Red Mountain trying to return the favor this year. It's Hiram Bourne at quarterback. Hiram back to throw. Throws to Jackson Beecher on an underneath route. Beecher makes the catch and then couldn't quite get out of bounds. I thought his knee was out of bounds. The clock is stopped. If Beecher got out of bounds, that was very, very heady for that young man.
I think he did. They called him out of bounds.
Protecting the
Great
football
job.
first, James, and then getting out of bounds. So
little dink and dunk. Let's go.
it should be 2nd and 5. Bourne back to throw. Pass completed in the flat to Ty McElroy. Ty McElroy's got the first down to the 39-yard line. And Red Mountain will get the move the chains right here. They'll stop the clock. That will allow this chain gang to move the chains, and the ball will be spotted on the 39-yard line. Trailing by 3, 39-36. It's Boren. Back to throw. He'll throw over the middle of the field. The ball is nearly picked off. The ball was in and out of the hands of Georgie Ramirez, and it also looked like Cade Lacey had a chance at that hot potato, and neither one of them were able to bring it in. Hiram Bourne a little velo on that pass.
Yeah, that pass was coming in there quick and bounced around a little bit. And I got to say, great protection up front as well by that offensive line for Red Mountain. Very calm, great protection. Hiram Bourne able to survey the field and make a great throw there. Unfortunately, unable to come up to the reception.
Nice job there by Isaiah Ard at 6'1", 205. Bourne working out of the shotgun. He's got 4 wide receivers on the field with him. They go over to Jay Willie, and he can't make the catch. Jay Willie might have picked up someone coming in a hurry out of that peripheral vision of his, unable to snag that football. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 10 here for Red Mountain, and I think it's time to take a chance down the field. They need to go vertical here. They need to pick up some yardage.
Who's it going to be? Who's going to make the play? Got to get that first down, keep that ball moving down the field.
The beauty of it is he's got weapons. There's no safety help for Rivera. This is where you got to go with the football.
Yep.
Rivera on Kobe Rome, but they're going the other way. It'll be Bourne. Bourne back this way. Bourne's going to stop and throw the ball down the field. The ball's going to be caught on the far sideline. It looks like it's Georgie Ramirez. Breaks a tackle at the 40, inside the 35-yard line, and out of bounds. 2 more penalty flags come in. Holy smokes. And Jared Wilson will go over there and get his star tailback, Georgie Ramirez. And there's a whole bunch of players over there. Red Mountain guys are on the ground. And now everybody's got to continue to keep their composure. Georgie Ramirez with a great catch, but how about Hiram Bourne showing you his scrambling ability right there as Daniel Butler comes on and gives Georgie a breather.
That's going to be marked off against the Perry Pumas, Kevin.
Unsportsmanlike penalty against the Perry Pumas. That's a 15-yard penalty. Red Mountain, not only are they trying to tie up this ball game, but they're trying to win it. No question about it here. 2 minutes to go. And Red Mountain's knocking on the door of the Perry Puma red zone.
Got to keep your composure. Got to stay calm up front. You got to have great protection. You got to keep your head right now. It's a very tight ball game. This Perry team's very good, but so are we. So is Red Mountain. And right now, we're about to show it.
Jackson Beecher lines up to the near side. Bourne in at quarterback. He's led this group on this 2-minute drive here. McElroy's now in the slot. Empty set for Bourne. Throws, caught by Jay Willie at the 20, and he's going to be wrestled down inside the red zone around the 18-yard line. Great open field tackle there by Jackson Ford. What a wrap-up job there by Jackson Ford, and that is textbook tackling here at this juncture of the game.
Textbook tackling in the open field, and that's exactly what you have to do there, especially in a very tight ball game like this. That was a very great stop there for the Perry Pumas.
A little mesh route, a little mesh concept by Jared Wilson. He makes the catch, his 6th catch of the night. 2nd and 6 from the 19-yard line. 1:24 to go. Bourne back to throw, looking right to the outside. Ball's caught again. It looks like it's Jackson Beecher. What a target Jackson Beecher has become. Jackson Beecher, 6'3", 180. His 4th reception of the night. Tight rope on that sideline. Excellent body control and the pass. The delivery of the football right up where Jackson Beecher can corral the football, make an easy play, step out of bounds, and conserve time. Hiram Bourne looks like he's been doing 2-minute drills his entire life.
Very crisp out there. Hiram Bourne with an excellent control of this offense. He has really come on here as the quarterback for Red Mountain. Very impressive.
3rd and 1 for Hiram Bourne. They give it to Ty McElroy, and T-Mac's going to be close to the line to gain. I'm not sure that he got it. I think he was stopped just a little bit short. When they respot the football, they'll be close to inside a minute to go, and it's a possession play for the Mountain Lions. They've got to go for it here on 4th and 1.
Oh, boy.
The best play in the playbook for 1 yard, what is it? They're bringing in some beef.
They're going heavy. Going heavy.
78 checking in the ball game. M.J. Henning. He's a guard. They're going to tie the ball game up. This is the field goal unit, so it's Connor Gardner from the 22. This will be a 32-yard field goal attempt. The snap is good. The hold is there. And the kick is good. Connor Gardner ties it with 29.9 ticks to go.
Could we be going to overtime here in the East Valley? What a game, Kev.
Connor Gardner boots a 32-yard field goal with 29.9 to go, and the Mountain Lions have tied this up at 39 apiece. What a ball game here at Red Mountain High School.
Unbelievable. Exactly what we expected, down to the wire. This one has swung back and forth the entire game. Red Mountain seems to be hanging around about 10 down for most of it, but they refuse to go away, and they've tied it up here late in the ball game, and it's anyone's right now.
Wow. All you can say is wow. Hiram Boren, with ice water in his veins, marches his team down the field. The scrambling ability to throw back of the field, much like Chubba Purdy, to go back the other way to Georgie Ramirez, and then Georgie just makes plays. And then the unsportsmanlike really cost Preston Jones' football team with that extra yardage there. That has been a huge benefit for the Mountain Lions, as Connor Gardner, as we kind of talked about, I thought I said maybe somewhere along this broadcast this kid had a chance to tie this game, and I thought the fact that we had him was going to be a difference maker for this Mountain Lion unit.
Well, he's been a difference maker for the team all year. I mean, not only just making plays with his leg, but tackling in the open field. Made a touchdown-saving tackle tonight on one of his kicks, and this guy is just getting it done all over the football field.
Over 100 points in just a season and some change for Connor Gardner. He pooches this one to the other side of the field, and the ball is going to be caught. And then taking it out to the 30-yard line, it looked like it was Carson Dillon.
25.9 on the clock.
Josiah Villanueva with that special teams tackle. Nice to see Josiah out there make that play. Josiah is a playmaker. You're going to see him featured in this offense in due time. But now Red Mountain's defense has to shut down Chubba Purdy one more time. And there's a strong chance we're going to settle this one here in overtime tonight. Barring anything unforeseen here, Purdy has 4 wide receivers to work with. Preston Jones gets those plays in very late. Once he gets a sneak peek of the defense, he'll put a play in. Purdy snaps the football. Now he's going to run with the football. Purdy in open space. Purdy to the midfield of the 50. And he's spun down and thrown down around the 45-yard line. Chubba Purdy, a quarterback draw. Complete isolation on the quarterback. He just took off, found that seam, and went right up the middle for about 35 yards. They can't even get the chain set up, and then the pass is complete to the outside. 80, Cade Berger makes the catch, and that run by Chubba Purdy has set up Perry here with 13 seconds to go. Red Mountain needs to stop in a big way.
Do they ever? Nothing can get behind them here. They can't give up a big play, or that could be the dagger. They got to keep everything in front of them and be really good tacklers, especially in the open field.
Unofficially on the previous play, Chubba Purdy 26 yards. So it's 2nd and 6 from the Mountain Line 40-yard line. Perry back to throw, rolls to the far side. He throws towards the boundary. The ball is caught, and he falls out of bounds. They'll see if they credit him with the catch. Wow, Holdridge on the reception. We thought that Jackson Beecher was doing some great tight roping on the sidelines. Textbook footwork, and that time you saw it there from Holdridge. What a strike by Chubba Purdy.
A great throw, a great catch. Nice little toe drag there on the far side. An excellent reception there for the sophomore Holdridge.
Bryce Holdridge, big week last week, 79 yards in receptions. 8.3 to go. Perry throws complete towards the 20-yard line. Do they get the clock stopped? Berger again with the reception. Daniel Butler wrestles him out of bounds, and the clock stops, and the Perry Pumas will rush on their field goal unit here.
Yeah, they called a timeout on that one, Kevin. I believe he was able to stay in bounds, so they were forced to call a timeout there and stop it with 2.9 remaining on the clock.
Kyler McCarthy on for the game-winning field goal.
Oh, boy.
This will be a 38-yard attempt from the far hash. It's a left-footed kicker, Kyler McCarthy, 5'10" senior. Good snap, good hold. The kick is on its way, and it is no good. It hit the crossbar, and Red Mountain lives on to play more football. Jubilation celebration down on the football field.
Wow, Kevin, unbelievable. What a kick.
The 38-yard field goal attempt was right on the money. It just hit the crossbar. And Red Mountain will go to overtime here at home. You wouldn't want it any other way, would you?
You wouldn't. You would not.
After 48 minutes, Red Mountain 39, Perry 39. The Mountain Lions have come from behind to tie it, and they dodge a bullet as time expires as Kyler McCarthy put a pretty good leg into that one. The trajectory was just a bit too low. It hit that crossbar, and once again, Lady Luck shows up at the party at Red Mountain High School.
Yes, sir, and we'll take it. Like I said, you'd rather be lucky than good any day of the week. Now Coach Peterson's going to huddle his football team on the near sideline and make sure that everyone is on the same page here as we get ready to start this critical overtime period between these two excellent football teams. What a game tonight. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast, and shame on anyone who's turned it off so far.
You can't imagine what's going on right now as Mike Peterson has his club down on one knee, and he is just barking out instructions on what they want to do to win this ball game. What are teams made of? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? And this is the type of game, this is the type of scenario that you cherish as a head coach. And to a man on both sides, everybody here in the stadium, the officials, the clock operators, the public address announcer, everybody here, it's all about trying to come out with a dub and doing it the right way. Digging down deep, being resilient, and finding a way to be victorious. Now, let's set you up. We go to overtime. Both teams will have a possession. Both teams should start with the football at the 10-yard line. They'll probably do a coin toss to see who wants the football first. Now it gets interesting. It's about a smaller field. It's red zone football inside the 10. So you toss out about half the playbook, James, and then you got to have your best, tightest stuff right here because you got to score and you got to stop them once and you got a chance to come out of here with a victory.
Well, if Perry ends up getting the football first and Red Mountain's on defense, they're going to have to make sure and keep very good outside contain. Chubba Purdy is a threat with his feet. He can make plays with them. He can also throw the football to his tight ends. So we'll see what they're going to do. And if Red Mountain's got the football, they have a number of weapons as well. They can give it to Deontay, maybe a little more power football with Ty McElroy and Deontay in there. We'll see what they got.
As we kind of turn our attention, just for conversation's sake and for the drama of everything, the Super 8 has just opened up so many opportunities for everybody. And you start to look at how things could develop. Win or lose this game, as you go down the road, this is a quality win for either football team here tonight. This is also a quality loss for either one of these football teams. So these guys have battled it out for 48 minutes. We're going to go to overtime here. These are two excellent football teams, very well coached, and this is drama at its finest.
You couldn't be more right, Kevin. It would be a quality loss, which you do not hear of very often, but both of these formidable opponents and either team able to stay with the other one is quite respectable, whatever happens here tonight, as you mentioned.
Captains return to the field for Red Mountain. Ben Bray's out there with Costin Cooley. Hiram Bourne is also out there for Red Mountain. And our other captain tonight looks like it's Adrian Herrera. Double check that number. Yeah, Herrera is the other captain. Well, a lot of things you had to have a lot of things go right for us in that fourth quarter. One of them was an interception of Chubba Purdy, and they got that, and they were able to cash it in. And now it's about the battle of attrition as these kids continue to do battle here. 39-39. We're going to take a quick break. Overtime coming up next. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Broadcast Network.
Very well tossed. They like to play defense first. It'll be Red Mountain first and goal defense when we get overtime.
I wish we had the stats.
welcome you back. It's overtime from Red Mountain High School. Back inside the Parker & Sons press box, Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey. Red Mountain's going to have the rock first. Ball spotted on the 10-yard line. Each team will have 4 downs and a chance to score a touchdown. If Red Mountain would score here and convert the extra point, Chubba Purdy and the Perry Puma offense would get a chance to do the same thing. Bourne a high snap on a play fake. He's going to roll to the far side. Bourne to the 10, turns the corner to the 5, steps out of bounds. So Hiram Bourne got around the corner and did a nice job there. How about 50? Looks like Ben Bray was mixing it up with Ryan Short, and I don't think Ryan Short was appreciative of how Ben Bray treated him.
A little OB there, Kevin, a little on back. A little body slam there.
Sometimes, based on the terminology and where you're at and how you perceive that play, sometimes they call that a pancake. Ben Bray is very good at that. Jumbo package again. It's Ty McElroy, the deep back. It'll be Bourne under center. Ball spot on the 5. 2nd and 5. They give it to Ty McElroy. He's going to be chasing the backfield and stop for a loss.
Nice job there by Perry's defense, led by number 49 on the stop that time for the Pumas. That was Cy Hatch, 6'2", 180-pound sophomore, knifing through there for the Pumas.
Just great penetration up front. The Pumas got lower. Ryan Short and friends there. Also Cade Lacey. It'll be a 3rd and goal. That's a 2-yard loss for Ty McElroy. Deontay Elliott is checked back in. George Ramirez in the slot. Ramirez at the top of your screen on the far side. Hiram Bourne at quarterback, back to throw, looking for the end zone to the 10 to the 5, and Hiram is to the pylon. Touchdown, Mountain Lions! Hiram Bourne, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night as he scampers in from the 7-yard line. And how about the awareness of where to be on the field to get to the pylon? Touchdown, Hiram Bourne, and Red Mountain has gone out in front, 45-39, extra point upcoming, James Poovey.
What a great job that time, Hiram Bourne. Nothing home in the middle, so we had to take it to the outside of the football field, and some great blocks near the goal line as well there for Red Mountain, able to spring Hiram Bourne for the touchdown. Nice job.
He could have thrown the ball into the end zone, too. I believe the wide receiver ran a perfect route. He was wide open at the goal line. So coming onto the field late is Jared Wilson. Trying to tack on here is Red Mountain. Good snap, great hold. The kick is right down Broadway. It's 46-39 in overtime. The Mountain Lions have gone out in front here. Their first lead of the night comes in overtime for Mike Peterson's football team.
So now we shift the focus to defensive coordinator Kyle Enders and what he's going to draw up here against this formidable Perry Pumas offense. The first thing it's going to start with is outside contain, as I mentioned, not to let anyone, especially Chubba Purdy, get to the edge and make a play with his feet.
I talked with Skylar Edmonds before this ball game, and I asked him if he has a chance to make a couple plays tonight. He said no doubt about it. Very athletic. Let's see if Skylar Edmonds can step up here, as is the entire unit. Shivers, there's 3 wide receivers to the near side. Shivers will defend Cade Berger one-on-one. Empty set here for Chubba Purdy. Purdy's going to run the football behind that line. Chubba Purdy's going to score a touchdown on the first play of overtime for the Perry Pumas. 10 yards away for Chubba Purdy, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night, and he has now had a hand in 6 touchdowns tonight is Chubba Purdy, and the extra point is upcoming here. Now, I pose the question to you. Do you go for 2 if you're Preston Jones?
Absolutely not. You go for 1. You try to tie it up here, because if you don't get the 2, you automatically lose.
Do the Red Mountain Lions have a block in store here? Can Trey the Truth Smith get up here and block this one? McCarthy on for the point after try. This is the tie of the game. It's 46-45. The kick is on the way, and it is good.
Oh, boy.
So McCarthy splits the uprights. Overtime period number 1 is in the books. It's 46-46. We will now go to double overtime here from Red Mountain High School, and this is in the wow category. Holy smokes.
Well,
what a
we'll
tremendous football game.
Yeah, we'll set it up and do it again there from the 10-yard line. Red Mountain's going to get another crack at it here. Unfortunately, that time, Chubba Purdy able to get in there with not a whole lot of resistance and able to get into the end zone that time. Not really sure where the coverage broke down on that, but he kind of took it just off a tackle on the left-hand side, and no one home there for Red Mountain for the stop. So now they got to go score again and then try to get another stop on those Pumas.
Andrew Mason, those guys on that left side just blew open a big hole. With Purdy's speed and athleticism, that was just really, really easy to score. So now the Puma offense back on the field. Red Mountain's defense will now go out there in this second overtime period to try to stop Chubba Purdy. That is no easy task. That is a tall order. We're in double overtime from Red Mountain High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Pooby. The Mountain Lions will play host to Dobson next week, but it's all about Perry now. Flank to the right of Chubba Purdy is Nathaniel Miles. Now he moves to the left side. Purdy's going to run again to the left side, cuts it up the middle, and Purdy's going to score touchdown again. His third rushing touchdown of this ball game and his 7th of the night. 4 passing, 3 rushing for Chubba Purdy.
You might want to put someone on him. Might want to have someone spy him out of the backfield. Just saying.
For Chubba Purdy in 2 weeks, 12 touchdowns. Wow. Again, holy smokes, is this young man talented. Total yards a year ago, 4,500. 58 touchdowns he accounted for a year ago. He might break his own record. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good, but there's a penalty marker on the play.
Looks like it's offsides against Red Mountain. They'll probably decline that one.
So it's 52-46. After the third rushing touchdown for Chubba Purdy. He's having himself a ball game here. Let's see what the delay is.
Just crossing the 3-hour mark here at Red Mountain High School.
So Mike Lang will indicate what the foul is. And the Perry Puma offensive unit will come back onto the field here. So now it's Purdy. Will take advantage of that penalty, half the distance. And they'll try to score the 2 points from the 3-yard line. And Purdy's going to lower the shoulder and lunge towards the goal line. And I think he has scored a 2-point conversion. Parker McClure is saying no go. And the Perry Pumas have punched in the 2-point conversion. They now lead it 54-46. The Pumas have scored 50 in back-to-back weeks.
Is it possible to go to the Raising Cane's replay on that one, Kevin? I don't know if he got that football over. I couldn't see it, but looked like he was stopped at least a yard, maybe 2 yards shy.
It would be one that you would definitely like to slow down and take another look at. You know, Brock Purdy's now at Iowa State. He had 5,000 yards his senior year. 4,405 passing yards, 57 touchdowns, 67 total touchdowns for Brock Purdy. He was the 2017 Gatorade Player of the Year and Ed Doherty Award winner. His little brother has a chance to break his records. And can you imagine that Brock Purdy was trying to recruit Chubba to Iowa State? Amazing. Bourne's got work to do, down by 10. Bourne rolls to the near side. Bourne's going to throw towards the end zone, and it's behind his target. Bourne could have walked in and scored, but he chose to throw a pass to the back of the end zone. It was incomplete and well behind the wide receiver. And Tyler, you tell me if you agree or disagree. It looked like Bourne could have just walked right into the end zone. So we live to play another down. It's 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line. The Mountain Lions need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here to keep playing football.
Looked like he was trying to find Jared Wilson along the back end line there on that one, but he could have took it and ran. Not a whole lot of opposing defenders on that one here on the near side.
This place has turned into Chase Field, and I'm not sure why. This crowd should be rocking and rolling here. 54-46, 2nd and goal. 3 wide receivers in for Hiram Bourne. They run it to Elliott. Elliott goes up the middle. He's going to get to the 5, and they're going to stand him up right there and push him back the other direction. So that'll bring up a 3rd down now for Tabor Lamar and Chris Andriatis and their quarterback Hiram Bourne.
They're going to give it to Deontay Elliott. They got to get him on the outside where they can use his speed.
Wide. So Bourne gets the play. We're in double overtime here in East Mesa on the campus of Red Mountain High School. Red Mountain has 2 chances to get the ball into the end zone. Rivera will line up to the far side. Beecher lines up to the near side. They got Jared Wilson in the slot. 2 backs are in. There goes Ty McElroy. It's Elliott flanked to the left of Bourne. Bourne going for the end zone. The ball is underthrown. Looking for Jackson Beecher. Good coverage there by Kobe Romy on Jackson Beecher. Now it's 4th down. It'll be 4th and goal here in double overtime for Hiram Bourne and this Mountain Line offense.
And this is going to be it, Kevin, right here. If they're not able to convert.
4th down. He's got it. So Skidmore will come on. Elliott will give way here. So if you're Preston Jones and you see Deontay Elliott leave the field, you might breathe a sigh of relief there. Red Mountain's going to have to score from the 8-yard line and get an extra point, a 2-point conversion to continue playing here tonight. 54-46, double overtime, timeout taken on the field by Preston Jones and the Perry Pumas. That's coaching, folks. He sees the alignment. You have to figure that Red Mountain lined up the best they have, and he gets a sneak peek, takes a timeout. Now they get to reevaluate, and you got to hope that Red Mountain's got another play call lined up here. Something a little bit smarter than what they've got.
Well, rest assured, Tabor Lamar and Chris Andriatis will dial up something here, the best thing that they can with the personnel that they have on the field, and they got to score it, like you said, from that 8-yard line to keep this thing going.
Preston Jones can teach offense. It is excellent when you have playmakers, and the Purdy brothers have been as dynamic as we've seen at this level in the great state of 48, no doubt about it. The Purdys are the real deal. And you think about what Brock Purdy's doing now at Iowa State, you just can't imagine how good things could be for Brock Purdy. He was the Big 12 True Freshman of the Year by ESPN, Brock Purdy. He chose Iowa State over Alabama, Texas A&M, UCF, and Illinois. Now, after the timeout, Deontay Elliott back on the field here. Beecher lines up to the near side. Georgie Ramirez in the slot along with Jared Wilson. There goes Elliott in motion. Empty set for Hiram Bourne. 4th in the game. Bourne back to throw. Here comes pressure. He's flushed out. Bourne has a chance to score. He's going to walk into the end zone for a touchdown. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. And Hiram Bourne has scored. And Red Mountain is a 2-point conversion away from tying this up and sending this game into our 3rd overtime. Hiram Bourne,
how about that, huh?
The fleet of foot quarterback, the dual threat quarterback. It's Chella Purdy on one side and Hiram Bourne on the other.
Credit right there as well to number 64, Ben Bray, with that nice little turnaround peel back block there to ultimately spring Hiram Bourne to the edge, and he had nothing but green grass on his way to the end zone.
You know that everybody involved in this tackle football game here tonight, James, is going to get a good night's rest. You just know that.
I'm not, because I'm not going to be able to sleep after this kind of game.
But you know that Hiram Bourne he's going to get a good night's rest as well. He's taken the shots all night long. 3 rushing touchdowns for Hiram Boren, 2 passing touchdowns to Ramses Rivera. He's had a hand in 5. And this has been really a treat of a football game. It's 54-52, and the Mountain Lions need 3 yards and a 2-point conversion to send this into overtime number 3. Can you believe it?
Well, I can't believe it because I guess we were a little bit off at the beginning of the game when we said it was going to take 40 points to win this thing. It looks like it's going to be about 55 to win this thing.
I think that's pretty solid analysis. You thought it's to be in the 40s to win the ball game. Yeah, you're right. It happened to be in the 50s, but it was in the 40s in regulation. We're in the 50s in overtime.
That's true.
I think we nailed it, JP.
That's true.
This is the best play that Red Mountain should have in their playbook. It'll be Jackson Beecher, Jared Wilson, Georgie Ramirez, and Ramses Rivera. In the backfield, it's Hiram Bourne at quarterback, and flanked to his right is Georgie Ramirez. Trips to the near side. Skidmore's in also. Bourne's going to roll out. He can walk in if he wants. He stops, throws towards the end zone. The ball's caught for the 2-point conversion by Ramses Rivera. And we are tied at 54 apiece in triple overtime.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Wow, Ramses Rivera, that ball, he had to throw it high. Hiram Bourne rolling to the right-hand side. He wanted to tuck it and run, but there was a lot of defenders right there between him and the end zone. He saw Ramses Rivera streaking across the back of the end zone, just threw it up just high enough where he could go up there and pluck it out. Nice catch there, young man. Good job, Rocket.
Jays, what you are seeing here is there is no answer for either quarterback. These kids are so good and so athletic to get to the outside. There's not a lot of room there, and there's not a lot of playmakers on the edge that could get there to stop these guys. So we go to triple overtime here from Red Mountain High School. It's 54 apiece.
This could be one that is going to be talked about for a long time to come, Kevin.
So timeout taken on the field. Red Mountain's offense will stay on the field here, and that's advantage Red Mountain here. If you think about how the Red Mountain defense has not been on the field for a couple of plays here, perhaps they can catch their breath, get winded right here, and come out here and win this game if Red Mountain can score right here. And I do believe now as we go to the third overtime, I think it's mandatory. You have to go for 2 at this stage. So
Third overtime.
So Red Mountain, their offense back on the field. If you joined us late, well, I got to tell you, you've missed one incredible football game, and you've missed a tremendous amount of drama, and you've missed the Chubba Purdy Hiram Bourne show. Bourne back to work, throws towards the end zone. Ball's caught for the touchdown. It's Jared Wilson again.
What a catch. Jared Wilson that time turning around, finding the football in traffic and pulling it in. Hiram Bourne once again, a beautiful rollout, eyes down the field, throws the football, complete. Jay Willie, touchdown. Let's do it.
One play into triple overtime, and Hiram Bourne throws an absolute dart into the corner of the end zone, and Jared Wilson, one step ahead, makes a beautiful catch. What a throw and what a catch by Jared Wilson. And now the Mountain Lions have gone up in overtime number 3. It's 60-54. Here comes Connor Gardner to try to make it 61-54. Good snap, good hold. The kick is right down the middle again. Connor Gardner, have a night, young man. It's now 61-54 in triple overtime. Now it's Chubba Purdy with one more chance. Can the Red Mountain defense answer the bell as Jake Griffin runs onto the field? Red Mountain with all of the opportunity in front of them. The Mountain Lions with a chance to get a signature win in this program in quite some time and do it right here at home and knock off the Perry Pumas, a vaunted power, a team that's been in the state finals 2 years in a row and have gone toe-to-toe with the Chandler Wolves and have yet fallen short.
This is the time for Red Mountain's defense to rise up. You mentioned the signature win. This would be the signature win out of all the time that I've been here, this is our 4th year doing this together, Kevin, and this could be really it right here.
Empty set for Chubba Purdy. 3 wide receivers to the wide side. Purdy back to throw. He wants to run it. Looking for room. Purdy to the 5, and he'll lower his shoulder inside the 5-yard line. He's clipped up there. The Mountain Lions' Parker McClure got there. Just like he started this game, the sophomore Parker McClure making an impact here in triple overtime.
Nice stop there by McClure, and they were able to get a shot that time on Chubba Purdy. He came up a little bit slow, and this one's starting to wear on him now, so it's time for this defense to pin their ears back and get in there and wreak havoc.
All Purdy has done tonight is had a hand in 7 touchdowns. Ball spotted on the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 3 in triple overtime. They run to May, up the middle, nowhere to go. Forward progress will take them to maybe the 2. Great defense again on that right side as they are slow to get up. And now you can really tell that these guys are getting weary. 3rd down, get up, let's go! 3rd and goal for Chubba Purdy from the 1-yard line. Out of the pistol, they give it to May. May lowers his shoulder and hold everything. There's a flag on the play. It's a false start, a procedure penalty against the Perry Pumas. And that's going to move them back at least 5 yards. That'll make this a 3rd and goal.
Now it's good and bad. If you're Red Mountain, you backed them up, you got the penalty, but that opens up a couple more plays in the playbook here for Perry. So watch out. Don't let anyone get behind you. Don't get caught sleeping.
A little more space for Chubba Purdy to work with.
He doesn't need any more space, that's for sure.
Not at all.
What a football player this guy is. He's unbelievable.
He will take his act to Saturdays and play in Louisville. A remarkable player. He wanted to commit to Louisville so he could focus on his senior season and do what he can to get the Perry Pumas over the hump. What a remarkable player. Coach Scott Satterfield is now the new head coach at Louisville. He took over from Bobby Petrino. They were 2-10 a year ago. So there's another culture change going on at Louisville. And Scott Satterfield, the one-time coach at Appalachian State, really liked Chubba Purdy. He had 19 other offers and he chose Louisville. And we talked about Lamar Jackson winning a Heisman at Louisville in that offense. I'll say it right now. If Chubba Purdy stays healthy and goes to Louisville and things are relatively status quo there and they continue to get better and continue to recruit around Chubba Purdy, this kid has a legit chance to win a Heisman Trophy playing for a Power 5 football team.
I would wholeheartedly agree with you, Kevin. He's got all the tools. He's got the tool bag. It's loaded up. He can run. He can throw. He's very heady in the pocket, has great poise. He's able to deliver a dart. He's able to put touch on the ball if he needs to. This guy can do it all.
3rd down and goal from the 6-yard line for Chubba Purdy. Jonathan Day is the deep back. Purdy looks back over the line of scrimmage. More signs come from the head coach, Preston Jones, and his staff. An untimed down, overtime number 3. Chubba Purdy still looking for the play call. There goes the man in motion. That's the tight end. Purdy's going to run left to the 10. Purdy towards the end zone, and we wait for the official word. Still no sign. He's been denied.
4th down.
So Purdy could not get to the pylon or the goal line. He was stopped short on that right side. Jake Griffin, among others, over there with Georgie Ramirez and maybe Carson Foster. We're waiting for the spot of the football. The spot is on the 1-yard line. It's 4th and goal. If this Red Mountain crowd was ever making any noise, this would be the time.
Tyler, you got to get these folks up. It's 4th down.
We'll keep it right here at 61-54. Mountain Lions have the lead.
One more play.
We are in triple overtime. And it is 4th and 1 from the 1. Now, You know that Chubba Purdy is 6'3", 225 pounds. He's going to snap it, and he's just going to sneak it over. What do you think he's going to do?
Well, that's the idea, Kevin. But what Red Mountain's got to do is they got to fill the gaps. They can't overrun the play and allow extra running lanes for Chubba Purdy there, especially in the middle.
Who's making a play for you right here?
It's going to be Jake Griffin. That's my call.
You go Jake Griffin. I, for some reason, want to say Parker McClure, but I'll stick with Georgia Ramirez. Here it is, 4th in the ball game. Chubba Purdy's got the football at the 1-yard line. 4th and goal to go in triple overtime. Jordan Young moves out. It's Purdy. Purdy towards the end zone. He dives in and he scores a touchdown. Chubba Purdy has scored his 4th rushing touchdown here in overtime number 3.
Wow.
They initially wanted to do the jump pass. It was great deception initially. Jordan Young started in the backfield and he vacated the spot. I think they wanted to throw the ball over the middle, but Chubba Purdy just too gifted, too athletic, and he dives in for his 4th rushing touchdown in his hand at his 8th of the ball game. And we are a 1-point conversion try away from going to a 4th overtime. Good snap, good hold. The kick is good. And we're tied at 61 again. We will take a break. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Mountain Mine Broadcast Network. We welcome you back to Red Mountain High School. KD along with JP. We will begin our 4th overtime here. Perry at number 5 in the 6A state rankings. Red Mountain number 3 in the 6A state rankings. It's Chubba Purdy. He'll roll out to the far side again. He wants to throw now. He's going to tuck it, run it, and he gets lassoed up and they tackle him. Nice job on the outside. Looked like Jake Griffin right there to grab him. Looked like Jake shed a block and looked up and said, look what I found. Here's a quarterback. And he dumped him.
Great job on the edge there. Jake Griffin able to shed the block, as you mentioned, full extension with the arms, ripping through and making the stop.
Purdy with 4 rushing touchdowns has been working exclusively out of the gun. May will move to the left side. Now he'll move behind Chubba Purdy. It's the pistol for Chubba Purdy. There goes the tight end in motion. Purdy on a play fake. He's going to roll out, throw towards the end zone. The ball is nearly intercepted by Georgia Ramirez. A lot of contact in the end zone. They were going for the tight end one more time. And Cade Veach, who's got a touchdown reception, got lit up by Georgia Ramirez, and applying the pressure was the truth. Trey Smith on the backside, 88 on the hunt again.
He was coming with a full head of steam that time, flushed Chubba Purdy right out of the pocket. Chubba wanted to try to take it just off tackle there, but Trey said, no way, young man, you got to go out further on that one.
And that was a dangerous pass play. Georgia darn near picked that one off. Jordan Young will line up to the far side. Holdridge lines up to the near side. Shivers will defend him, but he's got a lot of room to run. Purdy's going to roll this way. They're going to try the same play. Purdy throws the end zone. He threads it in there, and the ball is caught for a touchdown by the Perry Pumas tight end. It is Brock Lane for the second time tonight. Wow. Chubba Purdy is absolutely dynamic as they get.
How did he get the football through there?
That is it's 67-61.
Oh, man.
That's the 9th TD that Chubba Purdy has had a hand in here tonight. That's his 5th touchdown pass. Low snap. And the kick by McCarthy is right down the middle. So halfway through overtime number 4, and it's Perry 68-61. This game has gone back and forth all evening long. We'll step aside. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Mountain Lion Football Broadcast Network. Did you see that Modern Day Centennial score?
I did not.
Modern Day 71, Centennial 21, something like that.
Wow.
Here comes Hiram Boren. Boren to Elliott. Elliott up the middle. Elliott to the outside, breaks a tackle. Elliott again with a cut to the left, and he's near the goal line. Deontay Elliott thinks he housed it. Oh, what a run by Deontay Elliott.
Wow.
Once again, with the bounce out and the cutting ability, he looked like Barry Sanders. I thought he housed it. Tough call there.
He came to a full stop right about the half-yard line and then hit the Jets once again, and I could have sworn he crossed the plane of the goal line, but they said he was down at the 2-inch line.
My guess is that Mike Peterson will go for 2 if Red Mountain scores here. It's 68-61. Jumbo package. The deep back is Elliott. And Hiram Boren will sneak it in for the touchdown.
So, do you go for the win? You say yes.
Jared Wilson is the holder. He's coming out onto the field. I don't see Connor Gardner on the field.
There he is.
So Boren scores. That's his 4th rushing touchdown of the night for Hiram Boren. Have a night, number 7. And Gardner still is not on the field. And let's see what they do here. Now we get a timeout taken on the field by Red Mountain. And this is the minds working. This is Tabor Lamar, Chris Andriatis, the entire staff in the ear of Mike Peterson on what do you want to do here? And I think the idea, you want to say it out loud. Well, let's punch it in, get 2, and get out of here. That's what they want to do. Do they have the intestinal fortitude to go for it? And I think they're going to go for it.
I think they're going to go. I think they're going to try to get a huge push up front, find a crease with one of these shifty backs, either Ty McElroy or possibly Deontay Elliott, and see if they can get it in there one more time.
They've got a lot of great plays. Their play callers, I'm not. I'm running a straight student body left or right, wherever side I can get the more space, and I'm giving the ball to Deontay Elliott, and I'm going to say, go win us the ball game, 5.
I'm coming up to the line if I'm Hiram Boren. I'm splitting the field right in the middle. If I got 8 defenders on the right, I'm going left. If I got overload on the other side, I'm going back door the other way.
And let's be honest, they haven't been able to stop the Hiram Boren rollout at any point during the night. So here we go. Mike Peterson is going to roll the dice. A riverboat gambler, if you will. 68-67. We are in overtime number 4 from Red Mountain High School.
Let's go, boys.
Ty McElroy is the deep back. Hiram Boren will be the quarterback under center. Boren takes the snap. They give it to Ty McElroy. Ty McElroy is going to be denied at the goal line. T-Mac was denied Pumas are going to walk off this field winning this game in 4 overtimes, 68-67. Holy Toledo.
We made the stop.
Unbelievable finish here. I applaud Coach Mike Peterson for the call. Red Mountain falls literally a buck short here tonight. It's 68-67 in 4 overtimes. Preston Jones football team comes out here victorious.
What a game. I mean, credit to both teams. A great game played all the way around, a marathon game. These guys have got to be tired, but what an effort down to the final whistle here with both these squads, and one of the most entertaining football games I've ever seen or been a part of.
Just simply unbelievable